Fuck. Fuck. Fuck it all. Fuck it. We'll do it live.
Oh boy. Botch!
And we botched right out of the fucking gate. I got 3 seconds in. Jesus Christ. Oh boy. Yeah, it's gonna be one of those nights, folks.
Oh yeah.
Welcome once again to the world's greatest shit show, also known as Monastery Live, also known as the place where myself and the Good Brothers decide to laugh, rage, and scream in absolute pain as we deal with the news and wins, fails, highs, and lows of the week. It is number 21, and as the title says, the memes will continue until morale improves, even if we killed off a few memes.
And by the way, blackjack.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Blackjack, which means should we call number 22 Blacker Jack? You know, like the Black Baron?
No, more like you busted.
But Mercedes isn't even here.
Okay.
It is October 28th, 2018. Have a happy hope you fucking Halloween in a few days. Mm-hmm. I am, as always, your one and only gaming monk, better known as Mildra, and I have my good brothers with me in the monastery. We have the bane of NPCs and the biggest head in Chicago, good brother Aaron. The flamboyant flyer, good brother Flutter, and the living state of paper and sequential art, good brother Doku. How's it going, boys?
Well, happy that the Bears didn't fuck up tonight.
Yeah, same here with the Seahawks completely demolishing the Lions.
The Lions.
28-14. Well,
Lions. That's the old screw the Bills. The Lions are the walking mediocrity of the NFL.
Yeah, not to mention Mildred's boys are playing right now.
Yeah, playing against the Saints.
Tied in the second quarter.
Anytime it's Saints Vikings, I want to send a gift to everybody I know in St. Louis of that Minneapolis Miracle catch.
Oh. Yeah, I bet you the Saints are pretty pissed at the Vikings for that stunt.
Well, I knew the Saints were gonna blow it eventually. If they didn't blow it to the Vikings, they would have blown it to the Eagles.
Yeah. Anyway,
and Slugger Boys is saying, "Just feed your hate."
Yeah,
believe me, that is a well that does not hit the bottom.
Right.
As you may have seen, the Shadowrun Anarchy review did go live. I did have an entry that I had planned for the introductory part, but it didn't work out as I planned, so I decided to upload it anyways because I was going to run late regardless. I do have a Halloween-themed video coming out on Tuesday. I was going to review something horror-related, but I just didn't have enough time, and I couldn't fit in a spot on the schedule. So I decided I'm just going to do a bit of a impromptu countdown.
Yeah, speaking of Halloween videos, did you watch Shannon Gibbs' video about the origin of the jack-o'-lantern?
I did not.
Yeah, you check it out. It's very awesome. It's like, holy shit, that's where the whole jack-o'-lantern thing came from. Well, the more you know.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
And Slugger Boy's saying it's the name of the song from which your title derives from. Yeah. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Although the whole phrase "the beatings will continue until morale improves" that's apparently been a thing with pirates for years.
Yeah, that and the fact that I think that's how we're going to have to treat the Western gaming industry because they're being complete cunts. We'll get to that.
We will get to that. I think for that sort of situation we're going to need the "You Are a Cunt" song.
Oh yeah.
And I will brook no quarter in anybody getting offended by my use of the word cunt, because if you get offended, I'm just going to use it more.
Right.
Yeah, really.
But as far as news, there hasn't been a whole lot of tabletop news aside from the shit I don't care about. we got a few gems. Fantasy Flight Games is releasing a expansion to their Fallout board game, which I've tried out. The Fallout board game they did is actually pretty good. I would have preferred a full-on RPG instead of a board game, but I'll take what I can get. I think they can't do that because Mofidius is working on a Fallout RPG.
Well, I hope it goes better than Fallout 76.
Well, Mofidius hasn't fucked up yet, so I have some degree of hope. So this is what we have. It's called New California, dealing with Vault 44, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so the question is, what part of New California? I mean, they've covered every inch of that place in the first 2 Fallout games.
Let's see. We have a nice little please stand by game, Matt. I like this.
Agreed.
But let me see. Apparently it's already out. Five new characters, 12 new map tiles. It's one of those cases where you build the map yourself from a set of tiles.
Ah.
And of course they ended with War Never Changes.
Of course.
Of course.
And now we have the fact that. So you remember when I got real pissed off about this?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
They decided to change their name.
Oh, let me
RPG.
guess.
It's RP. It's just RPG sports now.
Yeah.
Lazy.
More like.
Well, here's apparently the reason why, according to them, is that they got a lot of feedback. But the one thing we weren't expecting was so much interest for us to expand outside of just D&D. Therefore, we decided to broaden our approach and become RPG sports. Except here's part of the problem. One of your big sponsors is still D&D Beyond. So even with the name change, you're still doing nothing but D&D.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, what else are you gonna do? Pathfinder? You're still doing fucking D&D in that case.
Yeah, really. Yeah. I think the thing is they're trying to say we are WotC is RPGs. Fuck everyone else. To that I say, go die in a fire.
Mm-hmm.
Cease and desist from Hasbro.
Yeah, some people saying that there was a cease and desist. If that's the case, then this whole thing doesn't surprise me, which leads me it's kind of weird because if they were working collaboration with D&D Beyond, you'd think that they wouldn't have to worry about that sort of thing, but I guess so. And I can't help but laugh considering that the last time we talked about D&D sports, they had hired and fired Boogie in the span of a day.
When he declined to join them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that they did that just to save face in case Boogie told him to fuck off.
What it tells me is that they're not getting enough buzz on this thing than they thought they would.
Right.
mostly because you have two audiences who don't give a shit about this sort of thing. Esports fans aren't going to give a shit about RPGs, and RPG fans aren't going to give a shit about esports.
Exactly.
This is the tabletop equivalent of the XFL.
The first incarnation. Hopefully, the second incarnation's a lot better.
Yes.
Jury's out on that.
Well, hopefully, McMahon will figure. At least McMahon will probably give us a clear definition of what a catch is.
Well, don't you know now we're not trying to figure out what the fuck a catch is. Now we're trying to figure out what the fuck a tackle is.
Yeah. You need a freaking comfort pillow.
Yeah. Anyway,
Mercenaries Wings: The False Phoenix is apparently a tactical RPG that's going to be coming out next month for the Switch.
nice.
They
that
seem
looks
to be taking
nice.
a lot of
Yeah.
They seem to be taking a lot of cues from Final Fantasy Tactics.
Nah, I don't see Final Fantasy Tactics in this one. You know what I see in here, judging by the
Actually,
art
I take
style?
that back. I'm seeing Tactics Ogre in this.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. This is more like Tactics Ogre than Final Fantasy Tactics because the sprites are a bit smaller and the things are a little bit more muted.
Yeah,
and
but it looks good.
And Kyoryu would say, "Watsy, have you not learned from taking Uncle's antidote?" One more thing, you suck dick, Watsy.
Yeah, that's the problem. When now they finally gave honor to fucking. They've prayed to Saint Anita, and now you're cursed forever.
Right.
Yep.
That's what happens when you pray to fucking Saint Anita.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm perfectly fine with this whole thing because, well, Project Phoenix never materialized.
Ah.
Yeah. And number 2, the Switch needs fucking games though. They need games. That's the only problem with their
all right,
their console right now.
Yeah, I know that the audio doesn't want to work, but let's just take a look. Let's just take a look video wise and see what we've got.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, this whole thing is the Mercenary Saga. I'm not familiar with it.
Trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks good though.
Isometric 3D, nice.
Although with the way that they're doing the text like that, every time I see that kind of text, I keep thinking of Fire Emblem.
Yeah,
Fire Emblem or Disgaea.
Yeah, but I am seeing I'm seeing Tactics Ogre though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, this could. I would say this could be a spiritual successor, and if it gets enough buzz, I'd say it'll be a successful game. Yeah. I just hope they don't run into the NPC blockade.
Yes.
Well, they don't really care about a small time thing like this because you remember they don't buy games.
Exactly.
They only care about the big name AAA stuff, so they can get some attention that way.
Yeah, like I said, I got one hell of a rant coming up on that one.
Just let's not have this end up the same way that Langrisser revival happened.
Oh. Well, good. Like I said, the Switch needs some games, and I think this will fit the bill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It could be worse.
Yeah.
Just saying. Could be worse.
Yeah, you could be Sony.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Slugga saying,
yeah.
The only idiot who likes that WotC is finally integrating Magic with D&D.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are, because they chose the wrong system to do it.
No, we just get to laugh at them a bit more.
And they decided to use Ravnica for the umpteenth fucking time.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So unfortunately, Slugga, yeah, you are the only idiot in that regard. So we have this Intellivision Amico. Now, Tipster had covered this a few days ago, but I figured it would be interesting to cover. They want to release in 2020 for $179. They're talking about putting an HDMI display output and multiple USB ports. Who's got music in the background?
Yeah, someone's listen to some jazz.
That's not me.
That was me.
Right.
I didn't even realize that shit was playing.
Supports Wi-Fi. Has a Wi-Fi support. Two wireless controllers, having a touchscreen with four buttons. All the games that are on the thing will be rated E.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Which makes sense because they're trying to go for a family-friendly console. Majority of the library is going to be based on old Intellivision and Atari stuff. It looks promising.
Yeah, this kind of shit that looks good on paper.
Yeah, but the problem is I've been burned one too many times when it comes to these retro consoles.
Yeah,
I will give this one a bit of advantage in that it's not trying to be an all-in-one. It's trying to specifically focus on.
Yeah, it's not trying to be an all-in-one like what's the company that makes those?
Yeah.
Name one. There's been half a dozen.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't know about you, but after that dumpster fire that was the Ouya, Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yuya was dead on arrival.
Yeah.
And now we have this, which I'm sure is going to cause even more triggering.
Oh yeah.
With 2B showing up as a DLC character for Soul Calibur 6. I have Soul Calibur 6. It's doing pretty damn good. And it pretty much feels like a throwback to the good old days. Even if it's it doesn't do the best job. Doesn't do the best job with its tutorial. That's really the only complaint I have. And the character creator has created beautiful and terrible things.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I do not want to see Lizard Man's dick.
Yeah. Well, at least you get. Well, if at least you get to see a lot of boob bouncing.
Yeah.
Oh,
not to mention someone's actually made Bob Ross.
Oh really?
Somebody's made Bob Ross and somebody's made Robbie Rotten.
Mm-hmm. Bob Ross, complete with watercolor paint in his left hand.
Yeah. Yeah. Paint,
like one of those. Oh god, I'm trying to remember what they're actually called, but
oil paints.
Not oil paints, but it's like where there's one of every color paint.
He's talking about the palette.
Yeah, the palette. Yeah, it's with a palette in his left hand. Yeah.
Oh, it's the palette.
Although I do have to ask, if you end up beating Robbie Rotten, does that make you number one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it had to be done.
Well,
anyway.
God damn it, Mildred.
Oh, look at
so Bethesda claims that bringing life to Fallout 76 is up to you.
That's lazy.
They have written up an essay about nothing to convince that people can shape Fallout 76 any way they want.
That sounds like a horrible idea, actually.
That is lazy.
Yes.
A note to our fans about how they have no clue what exactly Fallout 76 is, and it's a game that's up to you.
So why make the damn game?
Yeah.
Fallout Minecraft edition.
Yeah. So you know what? I know the bar ain't open yet, but
yeah, you know what? Fuck it. The bar is open. Let's do it live.
Yep.
Let's go for it.
Because of Bethesda stupidity.
And
we might as fucking well.
Keep in mind that this is quality programming from Bethesda, that it just works.
Yeah, you need like 4,000 mods to freaking fix the damn thing. Fucking Bethesda.
So empty game being sold at AAA price. Where have I heard this before?
Damn, that sounds like an Amway scam to me.
Yeah.
And now we get to
this whole thing.
Oh yeah, this
here's
shit.
Here's a bit of salt to warm up. Basically, and let me see if they show exact.
Here's the thing: is anyone really surprised?
Yeah. You keep selling you keep banning this shit. You know what? More people are gonna make that shit.
Exactly.
This is what got them mad. That some people made custom MAGA hats.
Yeah.
I remember this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we think we covered it.
And Kotaku decided to re about it, and even the quartering got in on the.
Even Jeremy got in on it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's be honest here. It's Kotaku.
Yep.
Exactly.
But then although this is probably the only time that people are actually going to pay attention to Maple Story 2.
That's sort of like a niche game. Even the first Maple story was niche.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now for a bit of lightning.
Oh yes.
A California man uses blowtorch on Black Widow spiders. House catches fire.
Oh, he almost won himself a Darwin Award.
And someone also did this in Arizona.
Oh boy.
Shameful display!
If I didn't know any better, I would assume this was a Florida man.
Yeah, probably. One Florida man incident per week.
But
I have to point something out here. For anyone that is not aware about just dangerous insects in general.
Fuck.
Well, just dangerous insects in general. Black widows are fucking pussies. They're terrified of fucking everything, despite being incredibly poisonous.
Right.
Oh, by the way, if you get bit by a black widow, yeah, it hurts. It's not gonna...
I don't ever remember moving to California.
Well, it hurts. It's not gonna fucking kill you. This is a common misconception about black widows.
Right.
Their bite, the poison, you have to get bit like 7, 8, 10, 12 times.
It's very minute compared to a brown recluse.
Yeah. Oh, now brown recluse, on the other hand, those motherfuckers will fuck your day up. But black widows, they will actually rather run from you. And their fangs, especially when it comes to humans, they'll actually break more often than not if they try to actually bite into any significant muscle mass. So they're actually not nearly as bad as the reputation they get.
Wow.
But if you talk about, say, like the Australian spider, the red widow, that thing will fuck your day up.
Yes.
Brown recluse, that'll fuck your day up. Black widows really aren't that bad. It's just
they just look scary.
37 man was house sitting for his parents when he tried to kill black widow spiders with a blowtorch. He got out safely, but the home's attic and second story were damaged.
Oh my god,
that's just absurd. Like, really, dude? Like,
firefighters.
Yeah, you only do that shit outside.
President of Firefighters tweeted, "Please don't use a blowtorch to kill spiders."
There's no word on what happens to the spiders.
Well, that's don't use a blowtorch to kill anything. That's just a bad idea.
Don't use a blowtorch inside.
Yeah, anything as far as outside when you do, especially when you deal with hornets' nests, light them up.
Oh God.
Again, you're using a blowtorch to kill an insect. Well, not even an insect. You're using a blowtorch to try to kill a fucking arachnid. Dude, throw a fucking rock at it.
Wait. I just realized rule of St. Benedict.
Yep. Okay. Here's the thing. Everybody got into a bit of a shitstorm when Linux said that they were going to do their whole code of conduct shit. So SQLite decided they were going to take the piss out of them. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Just going to.
Wait a second. BRB, guys.
This will be fun.
Having been encouraged by clients to adopt a written code of conduct, the SQLite developers elected to govern their interactions with each other, with their clients, and with the larger SQLite user community in accordance with the Instruments of Good Works from Chapter 4 of the Rule of St. Benedict. This code of conduct has proven its mettle in thousands of diverse communities for over 1,500 years, and has served as a baseline for many civil law codes since the time of Charlemagne. The rule is...
Oh my god!
The rule is strict, and none are able to comply perfectly. Grace is readily granted for minor transgressions. All are encouraged to follow this rule closely, and in doing so, they may expect to live happier, healthier, and more productive lives. The entire rule is good and wholesome, and yet we make no enforcement of the more introspective aspects. Everyone is free to use the SQLite source code, object code, and/or documentation, regardless of their opinion of and adherence to this rule. SQLite has been and continues to be completely free to everyone without precondition. However, those who wish to participate in the SQLite community, either by commenting on the public mailing lists or contributing patches or suggestions in any other way, are expected to conduct themselves in a manner that honors the overarching spirit of the rule, even if they disagree with the specific details. Polite and professional discussion is always welcome from everyone.
So basically, they're pointing out to these freaking commissars over at Linux how stupid how very freaking what you call it school marmish and pathetic their code of conduct is.
Yep.
Okay, man, they get some points for that shit. But let's go on.
Now I'm only gonna go over the first 10, but it's first of all, love the Lord God with your whole heart, your whole soul, and your whole strength. Then love your neighbor as thyself. Do not murder. Do not commit adultery. This thing isn't being used in California.
Yep.
Do not steal. Do not covet. Do not bear false witness. Honor all. Do not do to another what you would not have done to yourself. Deny oneself in order to follow Christ.
Okay, so basically everything that San Francisco tends to do the opposite of.
So basically, don't be a jackass.
Well, you know what, SQ Light? For you taking the piss on fucking Linux.
I don't know if the bar's already open. Is that deserving of a drink? Because I think it is.
I think you just want a drink.
Maybe I do. Maybe I don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're not very good at bluffing, Doku. I'd hate to see you play I'd hate to see you play poker unless I'm playing at the same table, because that's going to be the easiest payday.
Yep.
All right.
Hey, you never know. Maybe I'm bluffing right now. But drink.
Oh yeah, and Dmitry Glukovsky has decided to be the most savage comrade in Russia.
Then again, Russians and Polish usually don't get along.
Well, Dmitry Glukovsky is the writer for Metro 2033. I haven't read the original book, but I've played at least one of the games, and apparently Glukowski decided to have his own take on Andrate, doing the whole lawsuit thing that we covered a while back.
Mm-hmm.
And said that Glukowski, as a gamer himself, looks at Sapkowski as an old fool. He then went on to state that the Polish author fucked up, and the reason for his $16 million lawsuit against CD Projekt Red is due to his wife nagging him about it in the evenings, and then he tries to roll it back.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! So basically, he's accusing of being a cuck.
Yeah. He concluded that Sapkowski is an ungrateful schmuck, since he wouldn't have his current Netflix deal without the success of the games. Despite the harsh words, Glukowski does say he feels bad for him, which is saying something, because previously he had called him a dumb motherfucker for demanding to have his money up front. Okay, who's playing pirate radio?
That's me. I'm trying to get something out here for a second.
And that does, and it doesn't really count, because Stalker is a Slavish game, not a Russian game.
Yeah, really.
And anyway, he said that he feels bad for him because he's just an elderly man. He missed his chance, and well, what can you do? I feel sorry for the man. He concluded his thought by questioning the logic behind him going after CD Projekt Red legally. He said he should not be doing the lawsuit because Netflix can get scared and back out. Netflix does not like legal issues.
Yeah, that seems like to be that tends to be an NPC's. It's like the NPC's cross. You show a lawsuit to them, and they'll get all scared. But I think in honor of this guy basically putting that old fool into his place, I think this calls for some music.
Oh boy.
Hold the hell, get out of here. The song of his people.
Oh God, we are so going to hell. There is a 20-minute interview, but since it's in Russian and nobody's translated it, I'm not going to show it.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't want us to be sitting around for 20 minutes. And now, before we get to the Don't Shoot the Messenger, let's talk about Mark Wade.
Oh, here we go.
Right, yeah.
His whole GoFundMe is him playing the victim.
Oh boy.
I'm going into this one blind. This should be.
Oh, by the way, anyone take a look at Tim Pool's video about toxic femininity?
I have not.
And how basically playing the victim happens to be one of the aspects. This is basically what Tim Pool was talking about in his video.
Actually, I think I did watch that video.
All right. So,
yeah. But besides, since we're talking about Mark Wade,
yeah, and actually, now that we're getting into this part, ladies and gentlemen, the bar is open.
Okay, the truck's already parked. They already wheeled the kegs out because they knew I was going to be pissed today.
Here we go.
Just remember,
this will be fun.
To be pissed off than to be pissed on.
Yes.
So, Mildred, take us away. Let's see what Mark Wade has to provide for us today.
Okay. So his GoFundMe is for the lawsuit. Claims he's being sued by one of the perceived members of a relentless online harassment movement called Comicsgate.
Drink.
Many professionals calling you guys professionals. That's a laugh, and that's definitely a drink.
Yeah, anything but professionals.
Strongly feel has unfairly and offensively targeted women, people of color, and LGBTQ plus LGBTQ
WD-40, Snafu, FUBAR.
Yeah. Creators working in our industry to make them feel unwelcome.
Drink
them.
Drink.
Yeah, and you know the best they can manage is some boomer posting lawyer who apparently charges top dollar.
Yeah, who apparently is not a very good lawyer, because isn't the first thing you should do when you're involved in a lawsuit is shut the hell up?
Exactly.
You would think, but no.
Let's just say Mark Wade ain't getting his money's worth, and then he brags every tweet he's making. Oh, that's something I have to pay Mark Wade for. I mean, that's something Mark Wade has to pay me for. It's like, man, if you weren't a lawyer, I'd give you a right cross.
And I'm back.
Welcome back. You're back just in time, Flutter. We're about to take a shit on Mark Wade.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, let me wash my hands first, real quick.
You're gonna need
perfectly timed.
You're gonna need it. You're gonna need to. It's gonna get dirty.
A, B, C, Wade and me.
God damn it, Toko. And anyway, even more interesting is the inverse article that mentions a statement they attribute to Comicsgate that reads, "Not to engage in any harassment."
Oh, this is the shooting the messenger article.
Nope, we're getting to that next.
This is about the GoFundMe.
Yep. He's currently at 60,000. It looks like he is going to meet his goal. I don't think it's going to help him much. Even more again, Inverse then creates a false timeline of the origin of Comicsgate, a timeline that's been run in a number of articles from BuzzFeed to Daily Dot that tries to paint Comicsgaters as harassers. When the hashtag originated during the Spider-Woman variant cover controversy, when a number of people marked Manara's defenders in the cover.
Wait, hold on. Rewind. The Comicsgate originated
from a Spider-Man variant cover.
Spider-Woman.
Or Spider-Woman variant cover.
I thought it was the whole Heather Antos situation.
It's a matter of debate, honestly. Nevertheless, Wade's GoFundMe states, "I firmly believe this lawsuit is an effort to silence those of us who stand up publicly against bigotry and racism and continue to defend diverse creators from harassment. Is
that
the phone that you're beating up in your office?
School!
Drink.
Get me my drinking horn.
And oh, by the way, I'll clarify something because this is not necessarily a matter of debate. Comicsgate originated when quote unquote pros decided that they wanted to put politics over actually producing a product.
Right.
There was no specific instance that started
a series of events.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed, it was a series of events, but there was no specific instance.
Yeah.
You could say it went back to when Marvel decided that we're gonna have a female Thor, we're gonna have Riri Williams, we're gonna do all. You could take any number of instances.
Yeah.
But what happened that, and I don't mean to cut you off, but what kicked off Comicsgate was not isolated to any one instance.
It was 1,000 cuts.
Yeah, it's just basically a bunch of dumb fucks over at Marvel and DC throwing hissy fits.
Yeah, and what happened is you started producing a really shit product, and without getting too far down the rabbit hole, I'll just use one example, and I have been attacked by people who are pro Comicsgate over this. I have no problem with Jane Foster picking up fucking Mjolnir, but give me a good story.
Not to mention, she didn't necessarily need to become Thor herself, because there have been multiple people who have been proven worthy of Mjolnir who have kept their name or taken a different name other than Thor. Hell,
well, the thing is, it could have been really good if you had Jane Foster pick up Mjolnir
before Storm.
Well, and that's the thing. It could have been really good if you have Jane Foster pick up Mjolnir, knowing that every time she takes on the mantle of Thor, that she's basically killing herself. That makes you sympathize with the character. That could be an amazing, amazing story. Because she's basically sacrificing herself to, pursue the greater good. Like, yeah, I know I'm taking on the mantle of Thor. I'm going to die every time I pick up this hammer, but I'm doing it because there's something greater than myself. I mean, isn't that the very definition of what it means to be a hero? Like self-sacrifice?
Yeah.
It's a wonderful premise. It could be so well done. But
Marvel had to drop the ball.
Yeah, and anyways.
But my diversity.
We're getting off track. Wade also declares he's going to fight the lawsuit no matter the personal cost. I wonder if he's going to be saying that in 6 months.
Oh no!
You find out what he has to pay in restitution and such.
Restitution, shit. Even if he has to settle, it's not going to end well for him.
No,
Richard, your boy Zach is going to bury this bitch.
Yeah.
I do not think that Rich is in the mood to settle. I don't completely agree with Routs' theory that Mark Waid's representative Mark Zaid was brought in specifically to specific.
Oh yeah, not to mention he also has to pay Mark. He has to also pay Zaid. So there's that too.
But he goes, if you believe, as I do, that women and people of color deserve to be able to do their jobs or any job without being bullied.
Yep, drink.
School.
Donate. Stand with me. If you believe that someone's gender or sexual preference should have no bearing on the career they pursue, donate. Send that message. Hey, maybe you can do a live stream with Mundane Matt.
Yeah.
Now he's just
have an honorary boulder tossing.
Yeah. Now he's just e-begging to try and save face.
I think what he's trying to do is trying to use the 75,000 to see if he can buy off Zach, but I don't think it's gonna
work.
Zach is not going
to. He's gonna laugh at that one.
Yep.
So, yeah, like I said, just like the NBA, Wade's fucked.
Yeah.
Well, and again, how the hell would he be able to buy off fucking your boy Zach when, like, how much did he make off Jawbreakers alone? 360 something thousand.
Whoa! Oh wait, never mind.
300 some thousand plus, maybe even more, considering a lot of other shit.
Although, since he wants to talk about, and of course, one of the people who donated was Slotto Blacktavius.
And Slot.
Since he wants to talk about standing together in the face of bullying and how people of color should be able to do their jobs, let's examine.
Oh yeah. Oh, never mind. You don't. Never mind, Aaron. You don't have to pull up the status because it's already there.
It's right here for us.
I've gone back and forth on.
Go ahead. This is Shannon Pierce Outlaw, who apparently was in a business partnership undertaken with Wade and her husband, the former owner of Alter Ego Comics in Muncie, Indiana.
Jason Pierce.
She goes, quote, "I've gone back and forth on this very personal post, but I'm seething with so much rage I have to let it out. I'm done pretending it didn't happen. The NDA has been up for years, and I never had to sign a thing. Fuck Mark Wade. This man got into business with us. He created a partnership for the comic book store that was never technically legalized. When his POS girlfriend decided she wanted Jason gone, he sided with her knowing it was wrong. When it got bad and we finally lured up, we were told, do you have tens of thousands of dollars? Because he does. He's going to drag this out in court. We can win, and we will, but that's what you're going to owe in fees. Can you cover that? Because he can. I know his lawyer, and he's giddy at the prospect. He let the store go. 10 years of my best friend's life was gone. 10 years of hard work realizing a dream was ripped away from him. And to add insult to injury, he left that store with $150K in annual sales, $100K in product and fixtures, and Mark Wade paid him less than $5K to shut his mouth and walk away. That was our reality. A rich, recognized, wealthy white man wanted more and took it. Robbed the little guy, smeared his name, took his business, and then a year later broke up with the girlfriend and signed it over to her like it didn't even happen. He ran, literally, flew across the country and ran from his problems. He throws money around and then he runs and hides.
Or he runs and hides.
We always heard about his temper. We didn't realize the reality. If you don't believe me, there's a 9/11 tape out there of Jason. 911 tape of Jason calmly calling the cops while Mark is screaming bloody murder, destroying the store in the background. Fact.
Wow.
I don't know all the details of this lawsuit, and I don't really care. What I do know is Mark Wade's temper got him in another situation, and he's using his popularity and fans to take money from hardworking people to fund his lawsuit. He absolutely does not need your money, and he absolutely deserves what's coming to him.
Wow. I would like to hear that 911 tape.
Yep. And incidentally, the sign for Alter Ego was found in the trash.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Oh, that is not a good look.
Man, no. Mark Wade needs to get destroyed. He's got to go down.
Pierce exited the business, leaving ownership to him.
Mm-hmm.
So this was just 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
There's also the story. I don't have the link for it here, but there is that little story.
Oh yeah, comics. What?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I gotta agree with this chick.
Yeah.
Mark Wade deserves everything that's fucking coming to him.
Agreed.
And this is the grave you dug for yourself, dude. Have fun.
Yeah. I think that's if anything, I think that gives a lot of incentive for your boy Zach not to drop the lawsuit, not to even settle. He will take this shit to court.
I think he said in the initial lawsuit that he's looking to take to court. Now before we get into the don't shoot the messenger thing, there's two topics that I want to go over that I feel are worth discussing, but I don't have the articles. The first is JBL making a JBL.
Oh yeah,
I haven't heard about this.
Complete ass of himself on Fox Business. This happened.
Then again, JBL likes to make an ass of himself.
Actually, you know what? Let me find the link on NoDQ, Mildra.
Yeah, because the WWE is getting a fair bit of shit for insisting on doing that pay-per-view at in Saudi Arabia called
he's
Crown
also
Jewel.
he's also talked more on Busted Open Radio.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! What bullshit did JBL had to say this time?
You know what, Mildra? Link incoming.
All right.
Oh boy.
Oh God.
Link to both stories both stories for on this front because again he continued to explain himself on Busted Open Radio.
Yeah, and also, are we gonna mention the whole Roman Reigns situation?
About him having leukemia.
Yeah, man.
There's no way that they're going to turn him into that they're going to make him a heel again after this.
No way. That's if he comes back, Leukemia.
Seth and Dean had no idea that he was going to even divulge this.
Although I will say, fuck the Fed for choosing that day of all days to turn Dean heel.
Yeah.
And
but I can understand why they did it.
Because check the Discord chat. You'll find the links.
I can understand why they did that because the emotion was at its best. Because if they turned him heel later, it wouldn't have effect, and it would result in Dean Ambrose getting cheered anyway.
No. I'm going to disagree on one because of one particular factor. This was one of those moments. This was one of those days where you needed to give people the happy ending, and their mindset is they seem to love the notion of doing things that will get people heat. Except it's easy to get heat. They spend so much time on getting heat that they can't figure out how to actually get momentum for a babyface. That's where the problem is.
Especially, it doesn't even help that he turned heel on Seth right after they won the tag titles.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Yep. Now, anyway, like I said, JBL.
Mildred, screen share this screen share the first one because there's actually a video of what he said on Fox Business.
But we can't do video audio until I figure out what the hell's going on.
Right. It's a Twitter video, yeah. But yeah, we still can't do video audio, but still.
Yep. And anyway, so he said that they should go. I think the only way you promote change. Look at what we did with Cuba. You isolate a country. All you did is impoverish a country. That country was going to be impoverished no matter what you did because communism doesn't work.
Of course.
Yeah.
And he goes on. He goes on to
you look at what happens when you don't do anything. You look at Cuba. Cuba for over 50 years, over half a century, is just impoverished an entire country because nobody wanted to deal with them. It's mainly because to keep the vote as a swing vote in a swing state of Florida, so politically nobody wants to mess with Cuba.
Hang on. Let's see. You look at something like Russia, or you look at something like China, where you
actually allow free markets to go in there, and you haven't seen the change that I think we in the Western.
Yeah, the saying I'm towing the company line. He's saying I don't even know what the hell the company line is. Bullshit.
Bullshit. You're one of their
bullshit. You do.
You're one of their.
You worked there for how long?
Yeah, number two. And number two, they took your side against Mark Ronaldo of all people.
Against Mauro Ronaldo. Against Mauro Ronaldo.
Mauro Ronaldo, yeah.
Who if it got worse, if it actually got worse, he could have killed.
And anyway, the whole you have a right not to go. Being in corporate culture as myself, I know that that's not the case.
No.
Whenever the boss says that it's voluntary, it's really not. And he tries to bring up the whole thing with Iraq or the fact that they had the first public gathering.
He also brought it up on the Fox Business segment.
Although the thing he tried to use in his defense was trying to say that they had the first major public gathering after 9/11. It's like, who gives a shit?
Yeah. They did, but there's no point in bringing that up. This is completely irrelevant. That's completely irrelevant to your case.
Yep. And let's see. The other item is the fact that there was a before we get to that, there was a amended complaint which in a certain lawsuit which Rikita has come to call the quartering versus the quarter pounder. So it seems that Jeremy's going all in with that, and I hope it turns out well.
Yeah. Oh, what? There's some movement with the thing with that idiot.
With Jeremy. Yeah,
currently it's in the spot where they've submitted the original complaint. He still has a few weeks left to respond before they go forward.
Right.
That's kind of how this practice works. Also, oh yeah, and there's also the fact that Mark Zay decided to compare the crazy bomber whose bombs didn't actually work.
Oh yeah, the MAGA bomber.
Yeah, the MAGA bomber, as he's been called.
Oh, the Unaboomer.
With comic skaters. I'm like, Zayd.
No.
Aaron, could you play me the New Jack City clip?
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm. Sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
I mean, seriously. Are you trying to out ambulance chase Jack Thompson? That guy's retired. Just because you're both lawyers doesn't mean you can pull it off.
Yeah, well, no, he's trying to out. You can't. He's trying to out creepy porn lawyer.
Avanti.
Yeah. But anyway, so apparently some of the industry professionals, the quote unquote pros, have decided they're going to take shots at comic pros.
Tamara Bonvillain.
Let's see.
Oh no, correction. Avenatti.
Avenatti, yeah.
Avenatti. D. Cunniff.
And let's see. Matt Miner.
Matt Miner.
Blue check mark. Take a drink.
Yep. Drink.
Yep.
And they're saying unfollow and block the BIC. I say everybody follow Bounding into Comics, because who else are you going to get your news for? CBR?
Way ahead of you on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew Southworth saying that it's the Breitbart of Comicsgate. How?
Citation needed.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of CBR,
and let's see, readers of another blue check mark.
Yep,
drink. Readers of BIC know that the accusations of bigotry and hatred against the site and staff are categorically false.
We're gonna need. Do we need Das Boot?
Well, I've got my drinking horn tonight, so
BIC treats the subject with respect. Most stories are covered by simply presenting the news, such as BIC's coverage of Jude Law discussing Dumbledore's sexuality, Frank Oz's comments on Sesame Street's Bert and Ernie, Dean Kane's rebuttal to accusations of homophobia, or the announcement of an LGBT plus character debuting in Voltron Legendary Defender, Shiro.
Oh yeah, the guy that they completely threw one of their other characters off of the bus for.
No, they didn't just throw them off the bus. They kicked them out of the fucking plane while it was fucking 2,000 feet in the air.
Yeah,
without a fucking parachute.
And I called out DreamWorks Animation for being a coward.
Well, you called out Joaquim Dos Santos because he apologized.
Not just the fact that he apologized, but because of the fact that he decided to use the D word.
Yeah, diversity.
Tamara Bonvillain. I'll give you 10. I'll give you 10-1. That's not her Christian name.
Bonvillain and Cunniff again.
Yeah, and it's basic. The approach that they're basically taking, it seems, is the age-old stunt of the site being responsible for its comment section,
which it's not.
It ain't.
And I think, and to be honest, given the fact that I'm pretty sure this person gets weekly interviews at the Mary Sue or some shit, but let me just give you a little bit of professional advice to Mara and D.
Or Tamara.
Whatever your name is. If you're going to fuck with someone, do it because it's funny, not because you're mad.
Yeah, do it comedically, not because you're pissed.
Well,
you are mad.
Well,
because you can't meme.
Yeah, they can't meme. Humor doesn't even exist in their.
For example purposes, below would be.
Yeah, I'm not going over the full thing. And
comics
villain
supporters trash, declared that the Comicscape movement is a hate campaign, and harshly criticized Chelsea Kane because she didn't include trans characters in her recent series. Boo! Fucking who?
She's a special kind of idiot. You know what? I think it's time to play the violin for this bitch.
Yes.
Oh, man. You didn't choose your favorite character. Well, seriously. There's one thing you can do right now, Ms. Bond villain.
Put your motherfucking head back down.
Well, hey, Aaron, I don't know if you've heard, but there's quite the catchy song, and it's called they call it the NPC song.
Yes. Yeah, I don't have it on my soundboard, Sam.
I wonder if we should use that song when we do the 5-minute break.
Yeah, that's what I've been thinking.
Do it. They call me NPC. Call me NPC.
I'll cue it up on my.
And speaking of special kind of stupid, so apparently
pregnant people. What?
Oh, wait. Okay, hold on.
I'm recovering this the same day that the first same-sex couple delivered a baby. Delivering a baby?
Tell me this is a fucking Onion article.
No, it's from the Express, which is from the UK. So, you got a license for that, mate?
I don't know that, guys. You cheeky bastard.
I'm not going to go as far as to say that the Express is credible, but they are recognized as a credible news source. Which
the jury's out on that. Anyway, she goes, this is saying apparently we have Jermaine Greer saying that pregnant woman denied women's right to exist.
What?
And somebody named Sarah Dittum saying forcing us to decorously scrub out any reference to our sex on pain of being called bigots is an insult.
Yeah. By the way, I was trying to get the NPC song up just to cue it up, and of course Snorlax appears on the fucking ads. if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's one of the idiots running for governor of Illinois.
When you said Snorlax, I had immediately thought of the former GM for the St. Louis Blues.
No, you mean the former coach, Ken Hitchcock?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I call Pritzker Snorlax because he looks more like Snorlax if you think about it. But continue.
That's all that there is when it comes to that. And although it does lead into another thing from the Cauldron Pool. BBC News saying, should we change the spelling of women to WMXN in order to get away from patriarchal language?
Oh my fucking word! You know what? Drink.
Bring
out das Boot.
I remember when fucking Jim Medicare was talking about this shit the other day. Oh my god, these fucking people! What the hell?
Man.
Cults always try and invent their own language.
Of course they do.
No, they don't try to invent their own language. They try to reinvent language that already exists.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really.
It's the only way they can fucking justify their nonsense.
Although, if you recall, they tried this with the Latinos by saying that it should be Latinx.
What?
Yeah,
Oh
it
my
didn't go over
God.
too well.
It didn't go over too well, and it's especially got killed when Queenie got involved and just tore it to shreds.
Oh yeah, God bless Queenie.
Oh, and that was hilarious. I talk about getting kicked in the proverbial balls.
Now,
Yeah.
also, this was I think this was covered by either Yellow Flash or Umbrella Guy, but Gita Jackson, because we had to have at least one moment of making Kotaku eat a bag of shit. Decided an article called "My Quest to Be Gay in Assassin's Creed Odyssey's Ancient
Oh
Greece."
my God!
Wait, hold up, rewind. I missed this one because my internet's been out for several days. So fill me in. I'm very intrigued.
I'm not going to read the whole article, obviously, because it amounts to just a live journal post.
It's a bitch fest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, she was chomping at the bit to be gay in ancient Greece, and apparently that was her focus when playing the game, and was complaining about how hard it was
progressing the story, romancing every single presumably female character. What?
Good God!
Wait.
You know.
Oh, looks like she has a link to her Twitter.
Does she ever? Do these
Ghost Princess.
Okay,
Wait,
let's see.
Hold on. I gotta pause.
Oh,
you
by
guys
the way.
real quick.
Oh, by the way.
So hold on. So you're telling me her complaint is that it's too difficult for her to engage in a gay relationship in a video game?
And instead of progressing the story, she ended up romancing every female character that she came across.
Well, tried to.
Well, here's the thing. It's like,
hold on, Aaron, please. Oh, just give me a second because I need to wrap my head around this. Her complaint is that it's too difficult to engage in a homosexual relationship, female to female, in a video game. That's
yes. Story progression in video games.exe not found.
Yep.
you have to be kidding me. That's what.
Well, look at who we got. Look at what we're dealing with as far as her Twitter. First off,
read another book, bitch.
Yeah.
Read
another.
Read
blue check mark. So
something else, you goddamn bums.
Strike 3 is.
Oh God.
That banner is that what I think it is?
Oh God.
Wait.
Let me go block this fucking moron.
So this is not a joke. That's her legitimate complaint. Is that
Oh, by the way, she did block me, but that's okay. She gets a block. I get to block her back.
Let me see if she's blocked me.
Wait, so you guys aren't actually fucking with me. Her complaint is
I'm blocked.
Yeah, I get to block, but I blocked that bitch anyway. So you know what?
Seriously, you guys aren't fucking with me. This woman is complaining that she couldn't get into a same-sex relationship in a video game easily
instead of progressing the story. Exactly.
You know, that leads on to what I've been saying. You know, don't these fucking NPCs actually play the game?
Well, she writes for Kotaku and MTV News, so you be the judge.
Oh, probably not.
You know what?
She also has a Tumblr page.
Well, of course.
God damn it! Yeah, of course.
You know what?
By the way, real quick, just because this individual is so butthurt that she can't just, point and click and get herself into her desired relationship, because, let's say even if you are attracted to the same sex, maybe the same sex is not attracted to you.
Exactly.
I wonder if she follows that one. I wonder if she follows the thinking of Riley when that whole thing of you're not entitled to deny me a date or some shit. Like maybe she has that kind of attitude.
Yeah. All she is just some thirsty bitch that guys won't date her. Now even some girls won't even date her. Women won't even date her because, like I said, it's not because you're black. It's not because you're gay. It's because you're insufferable.
Exactly.
Well, and that's the thing. If you're a dude that's into dudes, or you're a chick that's into chicks, maybe it's just not about the fact that you're a dude or a chick. Maybe it's just because you're kind of a fucking jackass.
Exactly.
And, oh, by the way, let's cue that soundboard real quick, Aaron, because I think this is deserving of drink.
Yep, bartender. And now to basically. And now
this came out.
Okay, I didn't hear about this.
Red Dead Redemption 2 came out.
Yeah, but before we do that, I think we should give Geeta a nice, hearty send-off.
Put your motherfucking head back down.
Hear me, guys. Real quick.
Okay.
So Red Dead Redemption 2 developer is talking about criticism over not empowering women in its games.
Bartender!
Fucking drink.
And then it goes, however, despite criticisms from certain parts of the internet, it doesn't appear Rockstar Games is changing its approach with Red Dead Redemption 2.
Neither should they.
Good. Rockstar shouldn't.
Yeah, they're basically the only freaking Western gaming house. It's with the exception of Warhorse Studios that hasn't bent the knee to the bullshit yet.
Yeah.
Screw the NPCs. They can bitch as much as they want. Fuck them.
Yeah.
And never mind that you can't go the full strong woman thing while trying to depict an old West where that movement hadn't even started yet.
Exactly. I just wish Rockstar will lampoon the fuck out of it when they drop their next GTA game.
It'll come. And let's see. Oh dear God! Actually, you know what? The GOG thing. We'll get to that later. I need to do something.
This is no.
But what we're going to go instead is the fact that Kate Blanchett is probably going to be unpersoned soon.
Oh yeah, she's fucked.
Also, guys, check the Discord.
Press F to pay respects.
Yes.
Well, yep, she's fucked.
Yeah, rest in pepperoni, Kate Blanchett's career. But hey, at least it was a storied career. You got your money.
Yeah.
They call me NPC.
So Kate Blanchett has said that she will fight to the death for the right to suspend disbelief.
Oh,
that's not a right. That's an action. That's a state of mind.
That's what you do when it comes to this shit. Apparently, the whole idea is lost on them. Oh, by the way, I'm going to post something else on Discord made by our good friend Ian Mouse Chong about because I think it's time to laugh once again at Jabba the Hutt himself,
Bob Mussolini. The movie Shipman is back to killing take, but it's also infuriating. Bullshit.
Okay, let's see what we got. Let's see what we've got here. Chilling take, but also infuriating to consider how these tools still could have easily turned to the opposite end, and we're not. Populism is a disease, and disease can be both eradicated and prevented with the right precautions and the will to take them.
And this is about Bolsonaro winning in Brazil.
Yeah. Well, here's the problem. That country's been under siege by fucking communists for God knows how long, right?
Right.
And now you got
40 years or so.
Yeah, now you got the first.
It's the company. It's the country that can't pronounce cookie right and always says "kek" online.
So, no. They always say "hui."
Yeah. Wait. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, you know what? I think the people of Brazil just had enough of their sin. They finally found a guy that said that'll finally bring the helicopter life to reality.
I think I get the feeling that a lot of folks in South America got a major wake up call after seeing what happened with Venezuela.
Oh yeah.
No, Jim Carrey, I'm bringing up Venezuela until everyone is sick of it.
Right.
Yeah. You get or until it gets contracted and all of its neighbors end up taking up its properties and actually paying the people who are left, so that they won't have to eat their own damn cows and zoo animals.
Yeah,
but
at this point in time, they're fucking eating rats on the damn street.
But anyway, regarding the whole thing with Cate Blanchett, it said many interviewers during the Carol junket seemed to imply or question whether having a lesbian experience was essential for understanding such a role. For Blanchett, she believes that defies the whole point of acting. It speaks to something I'm quite passionate. Actually, she's right.
She's actually on the money.
Yeah, because what some people were saying was that she needed to have that Blanchett herself needed to have a lesbian relationship in order to understand how to act.
Oh, she was countering the social terrorists by taking this role.
Saying it also speaks to something that I'm quite passionate about in storytelling generally, but in film specifically, is that a film can be quite a literal medium. And I will fight to the death for the right to suspend disbelief and play roles beyond my experience. I think that reality and television and all that entails had an extraordinary impact, a profound impact on the way we view the creation of character. I think it provides a lot of opportunity, but the downside of it is that we now, particularly in America, I think, we expect and only expect people to make a profound connection to a character when it's close to their experience.
Okay. Suspending disbelief and relating to a character, two completely different things.
Well, that thing is that's how acting is supposed to be. Nowadays, it's like it's basically every role is one giant temper tantrum against anyone that doesn't want to accept diversity as their Lord and Savior.
Yeah. Or except Saint Anita as their goddess.
Exactly.
Well, call me the God Killer in that case.
Really.
She goes on to say, part of being an actor to me, it's an anthropomorphical exercise.
Anthropomorphical, yeah.
So you get to examine a time frame, a set of experiences, and a historical event that you didn't know anything about. But I'm also about to play a character whose political persuasions are entirely different to my own. But part of the pleasure is trying to figure out what makes her tick.
Huh.
And of course, when I ended up doing research on this matter, wouldn't you know who decided to throw salt on the matter? Then the Mary Sue.
The Mary Sue, exactly.
Of course.
Doku, go ahead.
Drink.
Opening
article by the way, big fucking shocker here. You have to actually be objective and understand somebody who might have a differing opinion from your own.
Yeah.
God fucking forbid.
Yeah. By the way, of course they're slogging on James Woods.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Surprise. So they're already.
And to be honest, his political views don't get in the way. To me, those pay back seat to his actual career.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. What I care about is the results.
Yeah, he's an awesome person and a legendary freaking actor in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay, and look at this. Examine it. This apparently was enough to get people triggered over it.
Made for men. So
that's the Toyota Fortuner made for
oh
men?
my god!
This was the first time I think I've ever seen.
It's an Egyptian ad.
Yeah,
that explains it.
Toyota Egypt's all new Fortuner campaign kicked off with modern men as its target demographic.
Well, what's wrong with that?
Here's some of the things that Toyota's social media followers said after watching the spot. So it's only for men? Well done, Toyota. You just lost nearly half of your sales with the sexist ad.
Bullshit.
Bullshit.
You wouldn't have bought a new. You're not in the business of buying a new car anyways, unless it's off of daddy's money.
Yeah, either.
As a female racer and off-roader, I totally dislike this campaign.
Bullshit.
A car made for men? This is making a better vehicle?
These are type of people that probably wouldn't even buy a car bigger than a Fiat.
Yeah.
And look,
we can revise your message. Global, are you? Oh, go ahead. Sorry about that, Mildred.
As far as the off-roader, as far as the whole racer thing, look, just because you dress like Danica Patrick doesn't mean you know how to win a race.
And Danica Patrick's ability is questionable at best.
Well,
Toyota Global, are you aware of the sexist ad? You need to deal with this garbage ASAP.
No,
Keep hiding the comments of people commenting. People complaining about the sexism in this ad. We all have screenshots.
You know what? I'm going to say. I think I just found the title for Monastery Live next week.
Okay, what is it?
I think we're going to call it "Made for Monks."
Yes.
Using the MFM hashtag, and if anybody gets mad at it, we can say, "Hey, are you a monk? Oh, you're not? Well, then shut the fuck up."
Exactly.
I guarantee if you put a shirtless man in the ad, they wouldn't be complaining because they'd be watching the ad one-handed.
Yeah.
I guarantee. Yeah, that's the thing when they talk about everything made for men, and all that crap. You know, it's starting to sound like these guys. They're starting to sound like assholes from the Jim Crow South. When everything's positive is made towards black folks, all of a sudden they get all bitchy and moany and whiny about it.
Also, you don't hear I don't hear the same kind of thing said about all those damn secret ads I see all the fucking time.
Oh yeah.
Even when advertising things that aren't going to have that during shows that aren't going to have that demographic anyways.
Yeah, that aren't going to reach that demographic anyway.
Oh my god! Yeah, exactly.
So apparently, civil rights laws are sexist.
Oops. Yeah.
Sexist. Pseudo women's beer event.
Fox, what the fuck?
Let's promote diversity by going back to Jim Crow laws. How lovely.
A men's rights activist sued a woman.
I think citations.
Women's beer event.
Now, as far as him being a men's rights activist, debatable. But,
citation needed.
Oh, it looks like our author has a Twitter handle. Let's
see who this idiot is.
Rebecca Jennings.
Okay, deer in the headlights. Look,
Junie B. Jones.
She's a Stefford cuckoo.
Yeah. New York. What?
New York.
One of those.
Also, her twiddle hander. Enough X's in that for you?
It was an adult what? Like
an adult Junie B. Jones.
She's a wino too.
Yeah, she's basically.
Oh wait, hold on, Mildred, go back to that go back to her Twitter.
She's one of those Sex in the City rejects.
And Doku, yeah. If you don't know, Junie B. Jones, the children's book series, is what she is referring to.
I'm pretty confident I saw that nice. Yeah, look at that choker.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that just the most wonderful 1990s Hot Topic thing you've ever seen?
Oh my god. Yeah.
The only time
Everything about her screams basic bitch.
Yeah.
The only time that a choker like that should be worn is if you're imitating a falcon.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
But let's see what we got here. In 2000, so the co-founder of the Eagle Rock Brewery in Los Angeles,
King
of course, it was in
Sue.
Los Angeles. Yep.
Mm.
So Sue got sued. The aim was to balance out the overwhelmingly male and white beer world.
Drink.
Drink, yeah.
Where she feel men often feel entitled to interject their own opinions when women customers ask women bartenders.
Drink again.
I'm guessing that this lady has no social skills.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
But in November 2017, as Sue tells Eater, a man emailed Eagle Rock General Information line asking for a spot at the ticketed forum. A staff member mistakenly told the man that the event was for women only. In fact, men have attended before. Even after he was offered access to a future women's beer event, the man ultimately filed a discrimination claim through the Department of Fair Employment and Housing, the enemy in charge of enforcing California civil rights law.
So they sued him for
No, he's suing them.
He sued them for denying him attendance to the event.
Well, there is law precedent for that.
Yeah,
the Alamo Draft House incident.
Well, he's suing them for informing him that it's women only, even though men have already attended.
According to the article writer, but if it's advertising it as a women-centric thing, then he might have a case.
Yeah.
Not to mention the whole
Steve
Alamo.
Fry.
Yeah, the Alamo Draft House. That's precedent.
Discrimination, who is hardly a stranger to filing discrimination cases against California businesses, and at one point Trump.
Yep.
In 2011, he sued one of Trump's golf courses because it offered a 25% discount to ladies for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Okay. That's actually the discount. That's actually fair because it's for a very noble cause.
It's for a noble cause. And why do you think there's ladies' night when it comes in most fucking drinking establishments?
Exactly.
Also, it's because it's a promotional thing.
It's a promotional thing, and promotional things aren't discriminatory. Yeah, it's only for like one night. I mean, shit.
And of course, the Vox writer couldn't help but bring up Jordan Peterson.
Incels, all right, of course. Bring out
by
Das
the way,
Boot.
hey, Aaron.
Yeah.
There we go. Drink.
Yep.
Yep.
And
Sexy
now
this.
Oh my word!
This thing I blame solely on Routes for informing me of this because
Twitter.
Oh my
Twitter,
god!
Which is the reason why I had to make a Facebook comment earlier today where I said Critical Role did to D&D what Big Bang Theory did to nerds. Prove me wrong.
Yep.
Oh, what? I'm not aware of this because I don't use Twitter.
Yeah.
Give me
this apparently. Let me open up what the link is for. Oh yeah, it's
give me a 1 to 10, Mildred. How am I gonna have to cut my throat?
Well, first off, they say don't whitewash. This is about a style guide for using stuff in Forgotten Realms. It's from the DM's Guild. And the first thing they say is don't whitewash the realms.
Drink.
Oh, yep, I'm gonna die tonight.
No, Doku, you'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll always survive.
Also, check the Discord.
All right. Check.
Okay, what do we got?
All right, let's see what we got going on here.
We're gonna take you for a ride, folks.
Yep.
But seriously, who the fuck thought putting jazz music in a fighting game was a good idea?
Wait, who? Oh yeah, jazz music. Yeah, clashing styles, but I can see how people would think that it works.
Well, it works. It worked to an extent in one of the Street Fighter three spinoffs.
Oh, in Third Strike.
Yeah, Third Strike. They've had like drum and bass and shit on there.
Yeah.
At least it's not dubstep.
Oh God.
Then they go with then they go further on with gender roles, saying as a rule.
Drink.
Yep.
Yeah.
Drink.
Then sex and sexuality, saying that depictions of sex and romance from characters should be rare in D&D stories. Why?
Exactly. Why?
Then keep it PG. And all
Of course.
It's not
I don't have to do any of that.
It's not like we're playing with kids.
Oh my God.
At least I have a rule. I have a rule in place that if any there should be a universal rule that if anything involve any scene involving sex in a campaign should not be taking place at a table where kids are present.
Yeah, exactly.
But if they're not present, then what?
Fair game.
Yeah. And then it goes saying homosexuality and bisexuality are just as valid as heterosexuality and should not be depicted as negative for humor or using stereotypes. Nope, I will do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, I don't care.
People can have gender identities other than their physical gender, but this should not be depicted as negative for humor or using stereotypes. Fuck you, I do what I want.
Exactly.
I'm not letting you identify as a helicopter. If you do, I will call up the helicopters.
Yeah. By the way, David Floor, there's only one thing I gotta tell you right now.
Put your motherfucking head back down.
Wait, Saloon's phrases or Saloon's faces? What the hell? What? Sometimes it's hard to realize the amount of detail that goes into world creation. Like exactly how much time there is between full moons. What?
Is this a fucking house rule or something? Jesus.
No, it's not. Because this is. Let me show you exactly what's being referenced here.
Well, hold on. I have a legitimate fucking question. Who has ever used someone's sexuality regarding a storyline or a narrative? I don't care if it's D&D. Take your fucking pick.
Yeah, it's out.
Who has ever used sexuality or sexual preference, gender identity? Take your fucking pick of it. Who has ever used it in a disparaging manner?
Exactly.
Well, no one else. No one outside.
It's a case. Once again, it's a case of creating solutions to a problem that doesn't exist. At least you don't have to waste any money on the style guide, so maybe I'll suffer through it one day. I'm not drunk enough yet.
That's my thing. Like, okay, I have a gay character. I have a bisexual character. Let's say I have a transgender character or transsexual character. When has it ever been done in a way that's made to mock someone? The
only time I can think of is the stuff that Byron Hall made, but that involves Fatal, and Fatal is already a mockery.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Let's see. Next we have Jade Raymond leaving EA Motive, and EA Motive getting shuffled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
EA Motive was the Star Wars based studio, and the person who's replacing her had previously worked on mobile shit.
Wow.
Yep. They're fucked.
Gee, yeah. I wonder why.
Yep.
EA Studios focused on bringing more creative new games and content to players. Laura Meal and her team have taken several steps internally to better support our game makers in this pursuit.
So
such as expanding Samantha Ryan's portfolio to lead additional studios, including Motive. Samantha is known for driving creative design and supporting game teams so they can bring their visions to life. She's a deeply experienced game maker with a gameography. First off, that's
not a word.
No, it's basic gameography. No, in this case it counts because gameography is basically the same as discography.
Yeah, that makes sense. But here's the thing.
That spans from The Sims to Arkham City.
So basically, here's what you know what this means. They're gonna fight. They're working on a game to pick your pocket once again.
Yeah,
because that's what EA usually does.
Exactly.
And now let's have a chance to pick on Vox some more because now they're getting because now the NPCs are continuing to get mad that Chuck Wendig got fired.
And this is another form of Omnimax projection.
DLL, Outrage.dll already open.
Yeah.
Oh, this is fucking delightful. This headline.
That's pure projection.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Mildred, can I read the headline, please?
Go for it.
Go ahead.
The new troll: how bots and puppets make internet outrage seem louder than it is.
Writer Chuck Wendig found out the hard way that fake internet outrage can have real consequences. Aren't you the same people that get mad when people call you fake news?
Exactly.
Projection much?
But yep. And you know what we do? What we see projection, right?
We drink.
Yes,
exactly. Either drink or go to the Omnimax.
That's right.
That is just absolutely delightful, though. Wow, you're gonna get pissy when you're actually for the first time.
Yep. Drink because of this stupid headline.
Yep.
Oh, I heard about this one.
Next removing what?
It's so ironic to me that these individuals start flipping their shit when they actually start losing the culture war. The culture war that they have been winning for, 3 decades or so. And now that the tides are starting to turn, watch them shit their proverbial pants.
Mm-hmm. Also, first article in trending. Vancouver Island pot shops raided by RCMP on legalization day.
Yeah, but Kleenex will rebrand its man-sized tissues after people complain that the thing was sexist.
Oh, wow.
Yup. Let me play you the world's smallest violin, you outraged munces.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm gonna...
Yeah, and the thing is, these had been on shelves since the 50s.
You know what? Until they fucking rebrand tampons as man-poms, I'm gonna fucking keep jumping down their throat.
Gonna have to.
Let's see that double standard at work.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and speaking of giving EA a bag of shit,
let's give him some more shit.
Let's talk about the guy who got banned from tournaments because he criticized the most recent addition to FIFA.
FIFA? Yeah. So going into further details, I've been banned for 2 months for launching personal...
I'll do this.
Ahead,
so going into further details, I've been banned for 2 months for launching personal attacks, quote unquote, on people. Now, for starters, the 2 months literally ruins my entire season, so it might as well be the whole year. Secondly, even if the ban was just a weekend, I will refuse to participate in another single event. I want every single person who I personally attacked to tell me that they felt bullied, harassed, etc., as EA put it to me. Now, launching personal attacks cannot be the real reason, because if that was the case, they might as well ban everyone. Heck, there was a screenshot of a pro wishing cancer on an opponent, as well as others threatening each other, etc.
Yeah.
The real reason is because I was right about everything to do with this company since day one. My words cut deeper than anyone's because the truth hurts more than anything. Some disagreed about the way I went about it, fair enough. But I had the right to voice my opinion, even if it means upsetting certain people. The way the game is right now is unacceptable, and it's been like that for the last several years. They have done nothing to improve our situation. As a matter of fact, it keeps regressing with each year. As I said in my video, there is a simple way this gets resolved with me apologizing and refusing to upload more videos. but there is no chance in hell they're going to take my freedom of speech like that. My time with competitive FIFA is over regardless of what happens, but I obviously won't let them get away with this. I'll be seeking legal advice and then proceed from there. Thank you for the already for the overwhelming support you have shown me.
Oh my god! So he gets banned because EA's feelings got hurt because of their shitty game.
Keemstar had highlighted the whole thing.
Okay, I was like, why is he getting mentioned here? And then not the case whatsoever. Read his tweets and tell me it's not justified to do that in any job, and you'd be suspended / sacked.
And of course the NPC saying no, he attacked multiple content creators, except one, the content creator, the quote unquote content creators haven't come forward as far as the whole matter, so it could have been anyone or no one. And it's not, and the game is fucking broken. People have made that note, and there's also there's also the fact that this whole Ultimate Team thing, even though Belgium told them to knock that shit off, they still insist on keeping it in.
Same with 2K, but at least with 2K, that's actually it's less egregious.
Yeah, really.
And people are going free. People are going free Kurt, and some people are trying to
NPCs.
Because they're supposed to know there'd be consequences for my actions. Commonsense.exe not found.
And of course, somebody used the whole private platform excuse.
Oh yeah, the old private company bullshit. You know what? Like I said, I don't blame Kurt for saying, you know what, I'm gonna look for legal counsel and sue your ass.
Yeah,
I don't think he would. I think it would be a case of EA throwing money at him to try and shut him up, but
it won't work.
Still cause a stink, and they've got enough PR nightmares as it is.
Yeah, I think that's where we found. I think that's the best way to deal with these guys at this point. You know what? Get legal action on them, because it seems like that's the only thing that scares them to death.
Yeah.
Especially since the courts are slowly slipping through their fingers.
Also, I want to highlight something that Leos had said. How will I RP as a wizard or a black barbarian if I don't have experience?
Sort of like how it's hard to find a job in Illinois. But anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's.
Oh, now let's bash on my duties.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Let me see if I can find the review, because there was one thing in the game. Jesus Christ, that
fucking
audio.
IGN.
And let me see if I can find the. It had to do with zombies, and I'm trying to find exact
8.5. And crowd. Okay,
I don't care. I don't care about the review itself, and don't turn on autoplay, IGN, you fucks. Let's give me a. And no, I don't want it to be. But let me see if I can find something. Oh, all right. Found it there. Now let me go into the GameSpot review so I can get it there. I should.
All right. Yeah, multiplayer being the most straightforward of the modes. Yeah, that's pretty obvious because there's no story.
Well, to be fair, the story for Black Ops 3 was a mess.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm going to step out. I'm going to step out for a second, okay?
Yeah,
and
BRB as well.
I need to. Jeez, don't all run at once. Right, let me see if I can. All right, there. Yeah, because there were two. This They both ended up bitching about this particular thing and wrote it in a way that was a little bit too cut and paste. Doku, you didn't leave too, did you?
No, I'm still here, man.
All right. But unfortunately, the show must go on. So it basically saying now in GameSpot's instance, they said, however, the Ultimus crew hasn't aged particularly well, even considering that each of them is stereotyped to the extreme. The jokes don't land anymore, especially Takeo's overdone Japanese accent, where L's are replaced with R's at every opportunity. In Blood of the Dead, it's distracting, but in Classified, lines about the Emperor and eating sushi are just plain offensive.
Right. And I'm back.
So and then in the IGN review, they go, one of these characters is Takeo Masaki, a Japanese character voiced by Tom Kane. All the characters are wacky stereotypes. You can figuratively hear Nolan North chewing the scenery as the deranged German doctor Edward Richtofen.
Nolan North in his 50,000th voice role.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean that's the damn point of the fucking game? Oh, by the way,
it goes. The delivery and writing of some of Takeo Masaki's lines in Classified is so tone deaf that it undermines the improvements and welcoming feel of Zombies overall.
Wow.
I included video lines of them above, as I feel reading them doesn't do them justice.
Wait, hold on, Mildred, reread that real quick.
And keep in mind, we're talking about a 56-year-old man.
Yeah, reread that last
who's been in the industry since he was 20.
Takeo Masaki's lines in Classified are so tone deaf that it undermined the improvements and welcoming feel of Zombies overall. And then goes, the lines aren't intentionally offensive, they're just lazy and rely on outdated stereotypes for laughs. Surely in 2018, wait, current year, take a drink.
Yep. Current year, shrink.
Well, here we go.
Oh boy.
Surely in 2018, video games can do better than the vocal equivalent of someone pulling at the corners of their eyes in a smoke-filled supper club, desperately searching for an easy laugh.
Oh, and the thing is, this is the first time that they're jumping on this character because, yeah, he's been voicing Takeo Masaki since World at War.
Oh my
God. Never mind the fact that everybody in Zombies is an exaggerated stereotype. One of the first instances of Zombie had JFK and Fidel Castro in the same room.
Yeah.
So
who the fuck wrote this article?
Some idiot.
Never mind the fact that if you're gonna go that route, what about Shadow Warrior?
Yeah, you know what it is. I'll tell you what it is. They're pissed off because their golden calf, Battlefield 5, is slated to fail hard, and they're taking their frustration out on the duties. Exactly. And the duties was already a series in decline. They only got popular because Battlefield 5 completely dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even just that. It's slowly but surely they are indeed losing the culture war. Because guess what? NPCs, SJWs, these ideologues don't produce anything that's fucking entertaining. No one likes the kind of shit they fucking produce because it's fucking boring because it's all politically correct.
Yeah, it's all boring. It's nothing more than preachy bullshit. It's like Christian rock.
Yeah, it sucks.
Well, except for Striper.
Yeah, Striper though, they're harsh. They're awesome.
Don't even try to say it's like Christian rock. At least there's a few decent Christian rock bands.
Yes.
All of this crap is just, well, crap. It's not good. No one, unless you fucking have swallowed the fucking Kool-Aid, no one wants to consume this kind of product because it's not fun. It's not entertaining. It doesn't set out to do what it should set out to do and actually entertain people. It's just preachy nonsense that no one likes.
It's flamboyant agitprop.
Yeah.
Well, again, that's the thing. Unless you adhere to this kind of philosophical ideology, unless you're swallowing this, dogma, unless you adhere to it, there's no way you would ever find this entertaining. It's basically just you getting beat over the head with some sort of ideological nonsense that no one wants. Dude, yeah. I just want a damn video game.
Yeah, play some goddamn games.
Is it that much to ask for? Can I just play a video game?
Well, yeah. Well, in their eyes, you can't because you're not woke enough, and you need to be more woke.
Yeah.
All right.
And moving on. So reset the fucking clock.
Oh, yes.
Oh, God.
I haven't covered this sort of thing, but I figured this would be one of those cases. So Todd Stevens has been fired from Star City Games and banned from Open Series for 3 years for allegedly sexually harassing women.
Oh, my God.
What did he do?
Now, the question is, has he been gone on record to to basically go on a respect women rant?
Apparently this was on Hipsters of the Coast, so
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see, here's something I really have to point out with the whole #MeToo thing that's been going around. When I hear reset the clock now, did he actually do something, or is this an accusation?
Yeah.
So far it's an accusation. The reason why I have to laugh is because of the fact that Star City Games has gone full respecting women thing repeatedly, and this is a case of getting some karma. Yeah. Also, Leo was pointing out, who wants some Wang? Everybody wants some Wang.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to make sure that this wasn't the case of, he held the door open for someone, or, did he stick his finger in a chick's butthole? Where are we going? Where are we going here on the fucking proverbial scale? If it's the pinky in the butthole, okay, yeah, I get you. But if it's just holding the door open, yeah, you definitely have to.
Citation needed
at this point in time.
Citation needed.
Exactly.
Oh, especially when I don't bring up the whole Kavanaugh thing often, but I've been hearing reports that the investigation on some of the accusers have been suspect.
Yeah, I could get into that, but I'm not going to. But
now it's time to ask the question. Now it's time to ask the most important question in the history of the Monastery. Can a sandwich be sexist?
Nope.
What?
Apparently,
it can.
Some sandwich place
the gentleman smoked chicken Caesar roll.
Which, to be honest, that sounds delicious.
Yes.
Apparently, yes. The answer is yes.
Oh, God. And then citing the argument over whether or not pineapple and other toppings belong on pizza.
For
the record, they don't, and anybody who puts them on there is a filthy heretic.
Yeah, they're communist. And you know what we do with communists here in the Monastery.
Oh, and also, hey, Aaron, you got that soundboard ready, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm gonna ask for.
Yep.
Drink up, motherfuckers.
Tone was heard, but her tweet tagged the grocery store and everyday sexism. A project that describes itself as documenting the experience.
And everyday sexism I am very familiar with, and they're basically a bunch of pearl clutchers.
Yeah,
really.
And
mayonnaise flavored ice cream? No.
What the hell?
I heard about this article.
Somebody pointed out things like pink lady apples and ladyfingers, and then wrote, "It's just food, not a blow to our human rights."
Exactly. I bet you didn't. Malin, I love to eat pink lady and Granny Smith apples. I also liked what was on the front of Women's Weekly. That shouldn't be renamed Persons Weekly. Walt Rosen apologized. Whatever next. Hashtag ridiculous. I'm female and I used to read Men's Health magazine and I ate all of King Edward's potatoes when he wasn't looking.
Oh my god. Can we just bash them and cave their head in with a sledgehammer and be done with it?
Oh, it's because it contains gentleman's relish / anchovy paste. Hardly sexist, you Jobsworth.
Jobsworth.
And somebody said, seriously, we've got more important things to worry about than a silly sandwich.
Far more.
Yeah. Let's check her Twitter profile, by the way.
Let's take Lame. Amy Lame. I'll dock some points for the name. Oh God! What the?
Oh yeah, problem glasses. She looks like she's
pride flag.
She looks like she's like 300 plus pounds. And
I'm also
dumbass me.
I am also going to dock points by referencing Saturday Night Fever.
She cannot meme for shit.
And tweeting the whole London is open thing from the Little Lord.
From that idiot Sadiq Khan. You know what? Amy Lame.
Put your motherfucking head back down.
You're not cool. You're chilly.
And nobody likes chili. Cool.
Exactly.
And here's a bit of problem.
This is fucking delightful.
True.
This is just such a fucking delightful headline.
Oh my god!
Let me see if I can find out more.
Samantha Rita.
Oh
Samantha
we have a Twitter link.
We got.
And it's giving me an error. 502. Just give me a second.
Samus McQueen. Samantha Reed Hell.
Danger hair. Binders. Pronouns. She even got pronouns on her on the
3 crowd funds, and she's spent I get the feeling that she's at
Evolution.
She's only at Evolution because woman. I'm pretty sure she doesn't get
She probably doesn't even like wrestling.
Yeah.
Okay, hold up.
Mildred, she's someone's +1. That's why.
Mildred, just scroll up a little bit. Go
back up. Let me read this.
Yeah,
I'm here as someone's +1, so I'm going to have to behave myself and not ask Ronda why she was too much of a cowardly transphobe to fight Fallon Fox in UFC. Yeah, of course you're not going to ask her that because Ronda would probably break your fucking elbow.
Same reason that you're not going to ask why she denies Sandy Hook.
Yep. So looks like
leave unanswerable question. Leave questions that lead to your ass getting kicked unasked.
Exactly.
She was playing 7th C, really?
What?
Oh my god.
Part of Gen Con, yes.
Oh, as part of Gen Con.
And of course Gen Con, the convention that's soon to only attract fucking fruit flies.
Yep. But
binary, and binary, not in the gender case.
Now, apparently, this.
Sonic Fox.
Apparently, this particular site is one of those ones that already has a slant, and of course, she brings up the X card.
Drink.
Yep.
Yep. Wait. YouTube. Wait. Mildra, read the third from the bottom's headline.
YouTube suspended a gay fetish app's account, prompting censorship questions.
Oh, you don't like it when shit happens to you, do you? You fucking bitch.
Yeah, and Sonic Fox kudos to him for winning his 5th title at Evo.
Yeah. So you know what, Little Miss Danger here.
Sonic Fox. Yeah. Wait, let me look up. But anyway, go ahead, Aaron.
So Sammy, Little Miss Danger Hair, Miss she/her. You know what it's time for you to do?
Put your motherfucking head back down.
Yep.
Yeah, Sonic Fox.
Look, here's the thing. Samantha, you are. I could have swore that you were from Pittsburgh because you are more arrogant than some of the Yinzers I've had to suffer through. I know that you want to punch through the screen of your iPhone for saying this. I know that you're triggered, but deep down in your heart, you know that. I know
that you're in the triggered zone. Rosetta Stone SJW, motherfucker.
Or what'd you just say?
Triggered zone. Rosetta Stone SJW, motherfucker.
What zone?
Triggered.
Triggered. Oh, I get it.
Actually, you know what? Without even having to say anything, and Mildred, pull this idiot's Twitter back up real quick and go to the very top post.
Yeah.
Very most recent post. All right.
While you do that, I'm going to go block this bitch.
Just let that sink in. Let that image sink in.
Oh, she blocked me. So you know what? Good. You made my job easier. Bye, bitch.
Yep.
Whew.
So long, and don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Yes.
Not only does she have a fucking cartoon image of her likeness
as her profile picture.
Oh, by the way, sorry to interrupt, but little baseball news. Oh, wait. Is this the right game? No, I'm sorry. False alarm. Carry on.
What were we going to be? Were we going to be dealing with more Red Sox?
Actually, yeah, because they're winning 5-1, bottom of the eighth. They're about to get their champion. They're about to get their ring.
Oh, Mad Dog just.
Which, by the way, 16 innings for Game 3.
Have to poke fun at him.
18. Doesn't that set the record for longest postseason sports game?
Yeah,
in history.
Yeah, so
there are some times where I think you need to call a draw. That was one of those.
Yes, because 18 innings. How many hours did that last?
Too many. Anyways.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
I think it's high time that we talk about Sony because.
Oh yes, finally.
So let's see if we've got this straight. A Japanese game made for Japan has to get approved by Americans. Time zones be damned, meaning that they're expected to submit way early in the morning in order to meet work hours in LA.
Oh my god. And two is the fact that even with all the censorship, something like Dream Daddy goes through scot-free. Yeah,
no disrespect to the game, and Dream Daddy got enough shit when it came out. But seriously, you want to say that you're trying to limit sexual content and you put this on there?
Oh my god. Yeah, that's hypocrisy. And it makes me even angry about what I'm about to say here.
Yeah, let's use that. I intended to use this bit of news as the Let's All Bitch at Sony segment.
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because I got a lot to say about this shit.
Yeah.
So
take it away.
So take it away, Aaron. The floor is yours.
Okay. Now these next few articles. Well, I'm gonna basically say this is what's happening with Sony. Okay. This is the case of Western. This is why I keep saying that the Western gaming industry is a complete and utter dumpster fire because All it is to them is diversity, microtransactions, and if you don't fall within those two categories, you can basically pound sand. Why do you think people are going to Japanese games for their entertainment in video games now?
I don't even own any modern games because I'm a console generation behind.
Yeah, I only play the older shit anyway, and all the shit that I recently buy. Here's the shit that I recently bought. The La Mulana games. Have y'all ever played those?
I have.
Those are fucking good. But they're tough, but they're good. La Mulana. There's La Mulana and La Mulana 2 that just came out today. It was, by the way, game series that was made famous by one deceased crab. Huzzah! But here's the thing. Japan has been kicking the crap out of the Western developers. They're kicking their ass. It's turned into basically this year's World Series. So the problem here. So
does this mean that we have to sit through 18 innings of East versus West in terms of video gaming?
Pretty much, because now it seems like with this act by Sony probably made by Sony of America, to be more specific, they want to base
SCEA is proposing this act.
Yeah. They integrate. They moved a good chunk of the Japanese headquarters over to Los Angeles.
Oh, well, I know that.
So basically now the Japanese market from Sony's division has become its bottom bitch. So what's happened now is, now that the fucking NPCs in Sony's gaming division control it, so now they're going to censor anything that has breast physics now. It's not just Warriors Orochi 4. They even expanded it to Soul Calibur fucking 6.
Okay? Apparently when it comes to SC6 so far, they haven't gotten it, and SC6 I get the feeling they won't be able to touch it because it came out before this new policy was enacted.
Yeah. Now getting back to my thing here. It's not just, but here's the thing. What's really pissed me off? It's not just a fact. It's not just affecting Western gamers. If it's just affecting Western gamers, like, oh, well, what, fuck it, we'll just use PlayAsia. No,
look at the first headline of the first story on the sidebar. Sony's PS4 censorship policy forces Japanese devs to censor games in Japan.
So basically, Sony is basically fucking over Japanese developers.
The other thing that I feel I need to add is that they have been told to submit their shit in English, even if the studio in question doesn't speak English.
Wow!
Jesus fucking Christ!
It's no wonder that there's that change.org position from one of the partners to Marvelous talking about this whole affair. And as far as the sort of gamer that I am, let me take a look at what some of the more recent entries that I had.
White screen for some odd reason.
Yeah, but I haven't really got to my point, to be honest with you.
Go ahead.
All right,
go ahead.
Because here's the deal. You know why they're doing this? I'll tell you why they're doing this. They want to cut out they want to hamstring the Japanese gaming industry, because they know their games will kick the shit out of the Western developers' ass. And if they're taken out of the equation, then the asshole NPCs that run the fucking industry. I'm talking about you, Ethan James Penny, you fucking Judas. They can be free to peddle their microtransaction riddled crap throughout the entire fucking in West unopposed. So bottom line, Razor Fist was right about you, Sony. So from the bottom of my heart, from the bane of NPCs, go fuck yourselves.
Fuck you, I was right. Fuck you, I was right. Fuck you, I was right.
God damn. I haven't been this mad about shit in a long time, man.
Now, Appaben put out a video on this last night. And one of the things that he pointed out that is a bit concerning is that the console market in Japan is
white
shrinking.
Screen.
Huh?
White screen.
Yeah. Yeah, went on a fire in. Now I'm calm down again. Damn, that really
happened to my screen.
That really fucking pissed.
That's what we're wondering.
It must be Sony censoring your shit.
Well, too bad. The middle finger is going to keep coming up.
Yeah, and one last thing, Sony. Thank you for giving Nintendo your fucking the Japanese third party development, you morons.
Nintendo and Sega.
Yeah, Nintendo and Sega, because now guess what? Now Nintendo's gonna tap dance all over your fucking corpses.
Although it would be really funny if as a result of this you have a mass exodus and then all of a sudden Sega is able to have the means to put out a new console.
Oh yeah, Sega getting back into the console market, and now that their IPs are getting dusted off. Oh boy, this is interesting times we're living in.
Although, if that ends up happening, I end up going back to E3, I think I know the perfect bodyguard that I could have if I'm defending myself from NPCs at the Sega panel.
Who?
Sega to Sanshiro.
Yes!
Hiroshi Fujioka.
Yes!
Hiroshi Fujioka, yes!
And just as I was getting...
Finally.
And just as you missed out on one hell of a rant, man.
He managed to rant at close to your level, Routes. How you doing?
I just got home. We are locked into the house.
Yeah. So Routes, I went into a freaking mega rant. This is the most pissed off I've ever been on the Monastery, because this whole Sony thing, they're basically trying to hamstring Japanese game developers. This is that's just fucking disgusting. But it's even funny because now they just handed off their entire third-party development to Nintendo and maybe even Sega.
Yeah, and possibly Sega.
Oh Jesus.
The thing that Apple
Silverio Trinity Japanese release affected by Silverio Trinity, huh?
That was one other entry that was affected by this whole shit. And I'm going with Appaben on the fact that given that it isn't completely taken over yet, but there has been a slow increase of attention regarding PC in Japan. Although the majority of the market share in Japan is mobile markets, with PC
actually doing better in
interest,
concept, which is actually doing better with concepts in games.
Yeah. But my point is,
something's on in the background.
My point is, I firmly am of the opinion that what needs to happen is we need to implore more devs to focus on developing their stuff for the PC.
That's true.
That seems to be where we're going to get more and more of a market share. And if there is any sort of censorship bullshit, we can end up doing what happened with Rome 2.
Total War Rome 2.
Mod it.
I know it hasn't happened yet, but some people have talked about fixing it.
Is it coming from Japan or is it coming from the SJW?
It's coming from SCEA.
It's coming from SCEA. They moved Sony moved all their video game development out of Japan into LA, and now they basically decide to put their censorious garbage onto not just Western audiences, but Japanese audiences as well. And I think this is really gonna piss the Japanese gamers. It's really gonna piss off the Japanese developers.
Yeah.
There's also the time zone issue because they're expected
time zones being out.
They're expected to submit their stuff using American work hours.
Yeah. Also, not to mention Not to mention, Aaron made an analogy with this to the World Series, which means that we will probably have to be sitting through 18 innings of censorship.
Pretty much.
So once again, the fight is on.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. And fortunately, if my own research on the matter is taking any indication, there's already a few studios in Japan who are pretty pissed off about this because they were not given any advance notice about this change. And by doing this sort of change, nobody's going to want to buy a censored version of a game that's uncensored elsewhere. So people will just buy it on that one, and you worst case scenario, not buy the thing at all, and you're taking bread off another man's table.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Also, know to check your DMs.
Okay.
Yeah. But like I said, Sony has overnight gave away their most of their third-party support on the Japanese side to Nintendo.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Did you hear that?
Fantastic.
He's not completely wrong, but
yeah,
and
he's not.
And of course,
I'm just pointing out because you'd probably be inclined to agree with him. Also, check the Discord, guys. Minding my own business.
I heard from a gay friend of mine that this game wasn't even that good. It was cliched, boring, trite, pandering, and
it really isn't. It really was not good. I have seen much better visual novels for any sort of orientation.
Are you ready?
Many times
what
over.
The hell? Okay, apparently Chilling Adventures of Sabrina includes Aunt Zelda reading a Japanese newspaper.
Oh my god.
Still not watching it.
Yeah.
So now that we've gotten to that, actually before we get into the real big shit, let's talk about this case. So Fallout 76 is getting shit for allowing gamers to use nukes.
Well, what is Fallout?
This is my bailiwick.
What is Fallout 76
also,
not getting shit for?
Ralph, you missed out on the. Hang on. Ralph, you missed out on one other thing where they said that they wanted that Bethesda says that bringing Fallout 76 to life is quote unquote up to you.
Yeah, I know. I'm not very happy about that. Me and my online gaming life both have copies, and we have already decided that we're not going to play on the public servers. We're going to build us. We're basically going to play it as co-op, and we're going to wait for mods to hit. Because
you're going to play on your. Ralph, you're going to play on your own server with blackjack and hookers.
Exactly. I'm going to admit it. I already know what the first mod will be available. And that would be Calente's beautiful body enhancer. We all know it.
Oh, I know, but here's the problem. I don't think they're going to allow mods on Fallout 76.
They said that for your home servers. Sorry, I have an overstimulated toddler in the background.
It's fine.
I've already heard that the non-public private servers will be allowed to have mods. And the big reason that they're allowing that is because they know that if they don't allow it, the people running the private servers will hack the damn thing. And the only reason my online wife and I have a copy is because it's
also sorry if this is inconveniencing you guys, but check the Discord.
But it's Fallout.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw that already. But anyway, this was noted by Daily Wire, and of course was copy pasting from Vice's motherboard. You know, the same people who couldn't figure out how to make it. Wait a minute, that was the Verge, but they both start with V, so I could use them because remember
I
that.
love it. The first one is a PhD.
God.
Stop.
And anyway, it's a PhD candidate. Now, I used to work with this stuff. I can't say exactly what I worked with it, but
yeah, I need to know.
Up to and including the Pee Wee shoulder fire stuff, which never left the depot. They were never out of depots. They were always in depots. They never were deployed or anything like that. But I got to be trained on them and all that good shit because
PhD candidate from the University of New Mexico.
Flutter.
Let me read what he said. Let me take a look at what he said.
All right,
I would argue that focus on the aesthetics of nuclear warfare rather than the human toll descends into spectacular nuke porn, navigating a post-nuclear wasteland for fun, while going too sad, tired, on Netflix. Okay, number one, this guy's a fun-hating faggot.
Yeah, of course.
Number two, he's a PhD candidate and has probably maybe been given a couple of tours of a couple of nuke silos. Yeah, the fact that he's throwing a bitch fit over that it's in games, nowhere in the Fallout games, in any of them. I have played all of them but the fucking handheld version. I mean, I've had Can you stop while I do this, please, little one? Yeah, it's past bedtime. You're really getting close. But she's very much everybody pay attention to me. But
it's fine.
And you know what? She's got an excuse where this PhD candidate does. She's 2 and wants everybody to pay attention to her. This guy's a PhD candidate and a complete faggot and decided to vomit it out on fucking paper. Yeah. Okay, it's difficult to do nukes in a game format that doesn't incorporate or allow me. Oh, you know what? From certain perspectives that are problematic. Okay, nuclear weapons don't give a fuck about problematic.
No.
What they care about is fission and then fusion. You know, the majority of the weapons nowadays are fusion. There's a few fusion, but those are enhanced jacketed weapons that are designed for fuck you, and for the next 10,000 years, fuck all your descendants. He's acting like the Fallout games take these as the same as grenades. When here we've got a world that 200 years after the bomb.
Oh, hey, Rolf, I can't hear you.
They can't.
I don't know what to do to calm down.
Okay, sorry. I'm really sorry about this.
No worries, man. It happens.
Rita, sweetie, enough. But they've got the whole thing of nowhere in the Fallout games has it been portrayed that the nuclear apocalypse is a fun time. Not anywhere does it say this is a great time. Society is fucking gone. I mean, according to the Fallout games, in 200 years, nobody's figured out how to make it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a mission in Fallout 4 where they send you to find paint because everyone's too fucking stupid. All of the fucking buildings are hovels that would embarrass shantytown hillbilly mutants in fucking White Sands, New Mexico. Okay? Even if you build stuff, even though you're pre-war, and you still build shanty bullshit. You know, hardly any new weaponry has been made. There's been hardly any new advances. We all know that in the Fallout games, the nuclear war happened, and the world's still dying. I mean, 200 years later, even if you go around and you completely build all the fucking settlements and everything, you know and I know that the world is still dying. The genetic damage is too far. The stillbirth rate is massive. There's hardly any children. Even the plants are irradiated. It's not going to go away, and everyone will die eventually. Yeah. And this guy acts like the nukes go off and streamers pop out and sparkles and everybody gains cool mutant abilities. He should be bitching more about, you know, Marvel comic books where radiation gives you superpowers instead of a second head. I mean, the fact that these so-called experts, I mean, what the hell is he an expert in? I mean, I'm sorry, he's a PhD candidate. He's not an expert in nuclear weaponry. There's one place you can get an expertise in nuclear weaponry, and that's the military or working for the military-industrial complex. You don't get it by being a PhD candidate. There are 19-year-old fucking retards with more knowledge about nuclear weapons than this asshole.
I'm not sure if I've got the right guy, but I decided to look up the name and put him through Google Scholar, And again, I got the names for like three different. Actually, let me check something. So you said was from the University of New Mexico, so that might help narrow it down a little bit.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. And apparently the Vikings lost.
What?
Big surprise there.
Oh boy.
30-20.
I heard somebody talking about, the
30-20, Aaron.
Oh. So with Minnesota losing, Green Bay losing. So I think I got a feeling the Bears are back on top of the NFC North.
Let me check that.
I'm way ahead of you on that.
They are.
They're back on top of the NFC North
by default. Anyway,
exactly.
I'm looking at the only Martin guy that I was able to find. I looked at what his citation is. He's got 173 citations, and his H index is 6. Which basically means having that many citations and only having his, like I said, his H and his I-10 index is okay. H index is the number of H publications that have at least H citations. The I-10 index is the number of publications he's been in that have at least 10 citations, and in his case, it's only 4.
Huh.
And yeah, having 170 citations, that's not exactly saying much because the majority of them within the last 5 years. And now, of course, take this with a grain of salt because I may have gotten the wrong guy by mistake. But if he was willing to talk to Waypoint, then I may very well have. And of course, the Vultures had to show up with Paste Magazine having their own take. Holly Green writing, in Fallout 76, you can literally drop bombs on other players, or rather, in widespread areas. And this is probably the most egregious series of all. No, they have been departing from that series since even 3.
Fallout 3, you could drop nukes. Fallout 4 has the Chinese sub.
Yeah, there's Paste Magazine had said that the whole idea of dropping nukes on other players is, quote, the most egregious departure from the original series. I vastly disagree.
Yeah.
Then it goes, granted, there are many ways to kill people in Fallout, although no kill playthroughs are possible, but this is different. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a case of special pleading on the field.
Of course.
All right.
So you know what that means, kids.
Let's hear how a M16 or an AK-47 bullet to the face or a nuclear weapon are different in how dead you are.
Yeah.
It goes, there's a difference in ethics and philosophy between dropping a nuke, effectively salting the earth and killing many people at once.
Ethics and philosophy? What?
They're idiots.
In a way, there is.
This is.
It requires very specific and in-depth training to switch on the little neural wiring that will allow somebody to use a nuclear weapon.
Here's what I think it's going on here. It's a bunch of idiots in their ivory towers trying to sermonize and preach that saying, "Oh, we shouldn't be glamorizing this kind of thing because think of this, think of that." Oh, sip it, you freaking overeducated, overpaid hack! Before I jam this screwdriver in your ear.
And actually, yeah, I mean, this person is a fucking idiot. I'll guarantee the closest they've been to violence is having a dominatrix paddle their ass.
First off, that doesn't count because you can use a safe word.
Yes.
Yeah.
Although they'd probably be so damn stupid, they'd probably forget what the safe word is and use the wrong
really. Word. Or it's a complicated thing like Einen Klugel Schnitzelbach or some shit.
I don't know. Can they spell Rumpelstiltskin? Anyway,
probably not.
Do you remember what, Ralph? Do you remember what I said about that Cinema Blend article on Thursday?
Do what?
Do you remember what I said about that Cinema Blend article on Thursday that we all got into that long argument about?
Yeah.
I have the same mindset here, even if they're technically right about something. It's a case of they're right. They might be right in the most technical terms, but they're arguing in bad faith.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry.
They always act in bad faith.
Number one, it's a video game, so it has as much ethically and morally and personal responsibility for killing somebody digitally as nuking somebody digitally. I mean, if it made it, they act like actually killing these people is real. I don't care that, say, when we get the server up and running, you three are in the game, you four are in the game with us. If I shoot you in the face, it doesn't knock you out of your fucking chair with a 5.56 millimeter hole in your forehead. No,
exactly.
You call me a faggot and respawn. I mean, plain and simple.
Nope. Nobody has ever gotten triggered whenever I've done the few times that I did the slam dunk trick in Crossout. If you don't know what that is, it's basically it goes like this: you build a Crossout is a game where you basically build a vehicle and then go and blow other people's vehicles up. The whole gimmick is the only equipment that you use on this thing, and it has to be a hover type propulsion, is a bunch of boosters and a grappling hook. The idea is you hook somebody, you hit the boosters, you go fast enough that you can fly up and flip around while they're still hooked. You effectively flip over and slam them into the ground.
So basically like Road Rash, right?
Although I'd say you'd be more at home comparing it to a really customizable Twisted Metal with a bit of Mad Max in there.
Oh.
Then comparing it to Road Rash. Although if you're a fan of Road Rash, I'd recommend looking into Road Redemption.
I want to know these experts because so far I've seen one fucking loser with a PhD. I mean, who the fuck do they really talk to?
I don't think PhD candidate really counts for much.
It's not an expert.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I want to know. Did they talk to some of the guys? Did they talk to some of the guys at the Pentagon? Did they talk to some of the guys out at? And, if you go out to White Sands and say, "Hey, I'm a reporter. I'm doing or you say, "Hey, I'm an author," or "Hey, I'm just really interested," these motherfuckers will spurn at you for 8 days straight. I mean, it'll be like the Bible. They will tell you in minute detail what they are allowed to tell you about, to the point where you're like, oh my God, I don't care anymore. I'm going to go home and kill myself. They're great guys, but they're extremely knowledgeable in a topic that everybody thinks they're an expert in, but nobody ever asks these guys. So I want to know, did they actually go ask somebody working at White Sands? Did they go ask somebody involved in StratCom? Did they ask somebody involved in DARPA?
I looked it up on Google Scholar, and the only person that I could find that matched the name, aside from the fact that they seems to work with electricity, only has about 173 citations.
What's he being cited in? Is he being cited for feminist black anality and instances of aggression and intersectionality? I mean, we've all seen that paper is real. What's he being fucking cited for? And by who? Okay, because I'm sorry, social justice has ruined citation. You can no longer tell the dude's a decent citation, because I looked at some citations on somebody referred to me as an expert. The majority of the citations were for some woman that was doing fucking shit like how vegetarianism leads to white supremacy and a lack of intersectionality.
Well, I take this with a okay, I think I found him on the. I found one entrance whose studies were about, or let's see, who, okay, let's see, PhD candidate with prior degrees, and he has a MA in anthropology from Louisiana State. Research interests are discourse, militarism, mining, nuclear weapons, semiotics, and STS.
So his interests happen to be one of them are nuclear weapons. I'll bet the majority of his information is taken from 70s and 80s anti-nuclear proliferation bullshit.
Oh yeah, and he's
the first son of a bitch that talks to me about a fucking gigaton weapon, I'm slapping in the face.
He also apparently has a Patreon. and I think I found his Twitter.
Let's laugh at it. Yes. Let's laugh at it.
All right, let me.
Maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised that this guy actually knows what he's talking about.
Oh God, you can tell he's got this. He's
how we my research focuses on
79 patrons, and which is only contributing to $1,451 a month.
Oh, that's a decent amount, but look at this. You can tell he's. You can tell he's soy filled.
Anthropology. I'm a PhD student at UNM, and my research focuses on how we create and circulate beliefs and values about nuclear weapons. By better understanding those processes, I hope that we can more effectively address the underlying systems of thought and behavior that make nuclear weapons seemingly necessary. At the very least, I expect that my research can point to constructing safer and more stable ways to manage the existence of nuclear weapons.
This is the most insufferable cocksucker I've ever seen, and I want to hold him down at the NCO club and beat his fucking face until it comes off.
Oh, it gets better. Let's take a look at his Twitter.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Nuclear anthro.
Point number one, he advertises a rainbow flag.
Yeah, what does that got to do with nukes?
Yeah.
Oh, he's anti-nuke. Of course he is.
Human blood.
Yeah, unless we get to use it on.
Pentagon's getting more secretive.
Oh, who's he retweeting?
Thank God it's getting more secretive, because for fuck's sake, they did everything but hand the Chinese. They did everything but walk up and just hand the. Well, I'm sorry, the Obama administration literally handed it over. During the Clinton administration, people were practically wheeling nuclear weapons out the front door of Los Alamos.
Yeah, really.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hurting national security for them to get more. You know what? This guy is. You could tell by his picture with his fucking gay little scarf that he is one of these insufferable cocksuckers that used to come out there and make my fucking life miserable for a week until we accidentally flashed him with a cord.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, this guy's like a middle management little shit.
Oh, he's like, mutually assured destruction doesn't actually help peace. Yes, it does, because mutually assured destruction made sure the Russians didn't roll into Europe, and also kept the other European nations from acting like assholes like they've been acting for 800 years.
Exactly.
Then it goes on. Then we get some more talking points from our old favorite punching bag, comicbook.com.
Oh, Tom Nichols. Tom Nichols. He's a cocksucker, and he's I can't fucking stand him.
Yeah, he sounds like he's a poser too, because he said he worked at U.S. Navy War College, but you know what?
He currently works. He's a War College professor, but I have no fucking respect for him. And you know what? He actually knows my real fucking name and knows that I think that he sucks. Basically because I have a disagreement with him over basically he's. I don't know. I don't want to get into it because I'll get into fucking shit I shouldn't. But basically, I have a fundamental disagreement with him because his head's stuffed in his ass.
Of course, as most of these NPCs usually are.
Well, in that case, I think he needs to eat some more fiber.
But in his field of study, he is an expert. But he is an expert that I disagree with on certain philosophical grounds. I'm not going to deny that the man is not an expert in this field.
He's just a dumbass.
Well, I consider him a dumbass because we come at it from two different philosophies. I mean, he is a Clinton era. He's a Clinton era appointee.
Of course.
And that means we have basically different outlooks. Where I am a Reagan era. I'm a Reagan era fucking hands on.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, so you can tell the quality of people that Bubba Bill likes to hire anyway.
Yeah, he's a theorist. He's a theorist. He's a good one. You know, some of his stuff, some of his nuclear strategy theories were good, and he mainly deals with the Navy, where I deal with ground warfare. I dealt with ground warfare. So,
and anyways, let's see. Variety decided to jump in, although I do love this sentence here. The attempt at generating hate bait seemed to be about as effective as an old man in a hospice with colon cancer trying to use a fart to kill a nurse.
It's annoying. It's a little fucking bad, but you just open the window and it goes away.
Yeah, exactly.
Ian Miles Chong decided to take a few jabs at the matter.
Outbreak.
Yep. Even with
SJW game journalists tried to fan the flames of the controversy by making it like nukes in video games are problematic. But most gamers probably don't care about it enough about Fallout 76 to be outraged by the lame attempt to generate buzz for / against the game.
No, we're not. And see, one thing,
while GOG.
I want to put one more thing. What they're also forgetting is they still have the mental image of 2 or 3 mushroom clouds over LA blowing fucking Sarah Connor's fucking skin off. Well, number one, those were ICBMs, which routinely stick in the 1.5 to 7.5 megaton range. But at the same time, from what I've seen of the videos and everything, in Fallout 76, you're using what was called sub-tactical weapons, which were basically used to break up mass infantry and mass armor, and they run in the half kiloton to 25 kiloton range.
So basically,
they're the size of a basketball.
They're basically like Davy Crockett.
That's exactly what they are. It's basically what they are, is like a Davy Crockett. And a Davy Crockett, they got the Davy Crockett down to, I mean, they got the Davy Crockett down to just the enhanced radiation jacket to kill fucking tanks, and then they left it. I mean, there's no morals to be had with a nuclear weapon. It's just a weapon. That's it. And to use it in Fallout to do a mass killing is no different than a grenade spam.
Are you talking about the intermediate range missiles?
What? Davy Crockett? No, Davy Crockett was a shoulder-fired infantry.
Oh, you're talking about Fallout. You're talking about the Fat Mans.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The Fat Man's based off of the Fat Man is based off the Davy Crockett.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
I mean, that's the scary thing that people don't realize is you can actually have a nuclear capable weapon that is shoulder fired. We could produce that very easily.
We produced them in 1954, and they got considerable upgrades until they were wiped in until 87. They were actually taken out by one of the treaties. It was called the Davy Crockett system. The initial yields were at 15 to 22 kilotons. They dropped it all the way to 0.5 kilotons explosive weight, but a massive radiation burst that would penetrate tank armor and kill the crews. And they were shoulder fired. They were man-packed shoulder fired weapons, and the warhead was about the size of a basketball and a weight about 45 pounds.
People think that that's not, they think it's, a product of science fiction, and it's like, no, we actually had a weapon like that. We actually did have a weapon that it was basically take your typical Javelin missile system and put a nuclear warhead, a very small warhead, but a nuclear warhead nonetheless.
But
yeah, we had that.
At the time, it was a viable weapon because we were looking at hundreds of tanks trying to get through the fucking gap, and you just fucking spam those things. And sure, it kills the 4 infantry dudes using it, but they're replaceable. That's what their job is. And see, that should be considered more monstrous than actually firing it. But, they do their job. You spam the fucking gap. You melt the fucking tank crews into the tanks. You fucking weld the tank shut. it fucking welds the tracks, and you just spammed 20 or 30 of them, and so the gaps are radiated for 1,000. Who gives a shit? The Russians didn't get through it. They're down there on the plains, in the southern plains.
Well, the thing is, those types of weapons aren't even the most terrifying. If you really want to talk about a terrifying weapon, flechette guns.
Yeah. Nah, we still carry flechette rounds for tanks and artillery for danger close.
Well,
think of a steel lawn dart.
I'm not talking the Sabo rounds. I'm talking
talking about flechette. I'm talking about flechette canisters for danger close.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking.
No, I'm talking about the legitimate flechette weapons where you're essentially just having a weapon that is, for all intents and purposes, firing a full-on automatic hypodermic needle where you can pretty much put whatever the hell it is you want in there. And it's like, do you want smallpox? Do you want the bubonic plague?
Nah, there's much better delivery systems for biological weapons. There's much better. Flechette weapons nowadays, modern, are used in tanks and artillery. It's used for danger close and mass infantry assaults, and it's anywhere from 12 to 85 lawn dart size fucking darts that are packed in. When it fires it, as soon as it leaves the barrel, the casing falls away, and they just spread out in a cloud.
Well, no, more of my point is when you talk about a flechette weapon, especially when you're talking about combining it with any kind of biological weapon system, as far as the delivery, it's directed. You don't have to worry about spreading it. You can direct the attack onto a specific target.
Then it's worthless. Why use bioweapons? You might as well just use poison. You might as well just use VX. Matter of fact, you'd be better off using a mortar, a 4-point use mortar with VX or influenza.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, no, but with that, you can't really control the spread. It would be a lot easier just to,
this was my job, right?
Somebody with it.
Yeah, and Doku.
By the way, I want
to. We should probably not talk about this on the internet.
No shit.
By the way,
I don't want folks. One, I don't want this to get shit canned a second time, and two, we have gotten off the rails once again. Thanks a lot, jackass. No problem. Not you,
having a friendly conversation.
By the way, I got some breaking news here. This comes from Appaben's Twitter. Okay, I'm gonna put the link there because we found out why the PC is not getting bouncy boobies.
What the fuck now? I like Appaben. What do we got?
Orochi lack of breast physics is due to an engine bug, which prevents it from playing it properly at 60 FPS. If you're on PC and you want to enjoy the physics, switch to 30 FPS. Wait for the patch. Wait. Otherwise, wait for patch. If Koei actually makes it for this,
Koei, this would not have been a problem if you didn't drop the soft engine.
Wait. Right. So hold on. I have to ask this question. Did buoy physics actually break the game?
Well, they don't, but still.
God damn it, Doku. I feel like I could make a drinking game out of the number of times I have to say, "God damn it, Doku." But anyway, let's get into some deep shit. So we all know and depending on our gaming habits, probably love ourselves some GOG because they put out their stuff DRM free. Even to the point where they almost got sued by Bandai Namco over it. Because Bandai Namco was publishing the Japanese version of The Witcher 2. And apparently they didn't like the whole no DRM thing, but they couldn't do shit because they were just a publisher.
Yeah.
And everybody else knew that it was company that was CD Projekt's policy. But the whole thing started because of this tweet.
Classic PC games # won't be erased on our watch. Yeah, that's how How's that use of hashtags?
Yeah,
this is not going to go down well.
Yeah, the freaking
the whole won't be erased thing. From what I understand, it has to deal with a mandate being put forward by the president regarding using your biological sex when it comes to medical assistance.
Yeah, they want to revert the rules back to pre-Obama era.
There's a reason for it, and I don't know if you guys have really paid attention, but there has been instances where these idiots go in and they mark female on their emergency room form.
Oh God!
Oh,
and it's
not good.
Fucking killed, and then they're trying to sue the hospital. And the hospital's like, "Hey, you put female down. You have breasts. You refuse to remove your underwear. We treated you as a woman. That's why you're all fucked up." Because my wife was explaining it to it. You use different fucking med packs for like IVs and everything else, for male and women. All these people say
depending on gender.
Yeah, all these people say there's no medical difference between men and women are fucking liars, because saline tolerance and potassium levels and all of that shit matter, and they're getting fucking killed.
And they differ from gender, and they differ. Yeah.
Yeah, biology is a bitch.
If you get the full transformation, because this actually came up, if you get the full transformation, you still have the endocrine system, even though you're taking
the endocrine system. Yeah,
you're still taking. You still have the same nerve sheath density. You still have the same nerve sheath thickness. You still have, your testosterone is being suppressed artificially, but there are certain treatments that you have to get for medical reasons that can either boost or depress your testosterone or your estrogen.
And also, Raltz, you have to touch on the aspect that there were individuals, and this is documented. It's not deniable, regardless of what anyone else fucking says. This has been fucking documented, where there are individuals who have gone into the military knowing that they're going to get medical treatment, taxpayer funded, by the way, who are going to claim a specific gender or a specific adherence to a specific gender stereotype, or whatever label you want to put on it. Where, guess what? You are paying tax money for someone who is going into the military, and they're using it for medical treatment.
I look like this. The big reason that I don't think trans people should be in the military and transition is because they're not
exactly,
because they need medication in order to function, and you can't employ someone now. That Navy SEAL that went through, he did fucking like 12 years. He was a Navy SEAL and he got out. Have you ever seen her pictures? She looks like she went from this big burly beard having wrecking machine to this itty bitty tiny girl. And she went through the military, and then she went to the VA and appealed to the VA, and the VA let him transition. I have no problem with that. He did his time. He earned it, as far as I'm concerned. He earned it on their GI Bill. He wasn't just some rando either. He was like on one of the major SEAL teams before he became a woman, and now he's a she. And that's fine. He was a door. She was a door kicker. It's really hard for me for these pronouns because you say SEAL, you automatically say he. But she was a door kicker. She was She was a weapons. I think she was like a weapons specialist. She was no fucking joke. But then she got it. She decided, okay, that my dysphoria is too much. I'm gonna get out. Now may I have my sex change that was promised to me when I signed up. And the VA said, well, absolutely. And she went through all the steps. She went through the dressing as a woman. She went through keeping her beard off. And the VA gave her top-notch surgeries and everything else. You would not be able to pick her out of a lineup, but then she lives as a woman. completely. She doesn't run around yelling, "Yeah, I'm trans, yeah, I'm trans," and she's actually speaking about it. That she does not agree. Well, I don't know about now, but when the articles I read featuring her, she said, "No, you cannot transition while you're in the military. You can't."
And that's the thing. I don't have any problem. If you've done your service, if you did what you set out to do,
Also, check the Discord.
You did your shit. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah. Moving on.
That's what was promised with you. That's fine.
Yesterday,
but if you go,
and then GOG apologizes.
Doku.
But hang on real quick. Anyway, the president did this because we've seen it on Twitter where people are bragging that they put female down or male down on medical documents.
On their profile, yeah.
Well, on medical documents at
Oh,
the emergency room or for long-term treatment.
That's not okay.
Yeah, and it leaves them open to malpractice lawsuits.
Yeah.
Well, can I just make one point?
Go ahead.
You got 30 seconds.
All right. If you go in, you do your service, you do your time, you get what's owed to you, that's one thing. If you go in with the expectation of, I'm going to do this specifically for the purpose of, I want this done, and you don't do your service, you don't do your time, that's completely different. You either earn it or you don't.
Exactly.
But anyway, the big thing is they're freaking out. If you notice, you cannot find any information online about Trump's supposed your gender is your gender, your sex is your sex legislation. You can't find not a directive, but an executive order. You can't find a bill being put forward to Congress. The whole thing that everybody is reading about and freaking out about is a memo saying they're going to consider talking about this.
So basically, it's one of those stupid Dear Colleague letters that has launched 1,000 kangaroo courts throughout every college in the United States.
Pretty much, it's the Trump administration going, look, man, they didn't call it say it. They just said we need to sit down and discuss making gender and sex be legally one fixed at birth, so that we can do accurate record keeping and accurate medical treatment. Flip the fuck out.
Of course.
That's not even what they're freaking the fuck out about. They're conflating gender with biological sex, and they don't like.
We've focused on that thing way too long.
Yes, we've gone off the rails. You've gone off the rails and into another railroad, and then into another rail line.
No, more like off the L train onto Wabash. Now you've killed 5 people.
Now I'm on a canoe in the middle of the Pacific. And going to bring back the heart of Tafiti. I don't know how I got here.
Yeah, Doku, you will be forever known as the derailer.
Hey, this wasn't even me, man. I was just fucking contributing.
You contributed to it.
Yeah, you were an instigator.
They published that thing with the little fucking hash mark, and like they said, as a joke.
Yeah, this is the same. This is the same company who about a week ago published a thing when the game Fury was offered at a discount, saying Fury, not furries. Know the difference.
And the thing is, it ain't going to be enough for them to apologize. They're going to try to get they want their pound of flesh, their firstborn, their arm, their leg, their left testicle.
One of the people who apologized was one people who I've shelled out some of their stuff in the past. Zombie Orpheus.
Yeah, Zombie Orpheus. Polar products immediately. Transphobia is unacceptable. I've seen that.
Yeah,
I've seen that memo. I've seen that memo from CDPR.
This is the same people who I supported in the past and said that Darkness Rising is the true D&D movie, which technically, yeah, it is. And I said that they were doing a shit job with Death from Above because it was very clear that nobody in that group even cared about BattleTech. And
if you're unable to read the message in the tweet, it's signed by CEO Ben Dobbins, and it states,
yeah, and they go on a bit of a a bit of a spiel, and somebody said, "Hang on, here's where I think Johnny Florio had a good response to the matter, saying, "Oh no, they blocked me, guys. A piece of advice: if you're going to take a stand as whatever, if you're going to take a stand as a company, don't estrange your clients. Thought you were creating your content for everyone, right? I was merely curious how this incident worked out for you guys." And instead of engaging, they decided to say, "But trolls."
Of course.
My NPCs.
Yep. Yeah, the best thing about all the trolls crying in the replies today is that they're irrelevant. Because we're fan supported, we can just
Irrelevancy.dll already open.
Now, first off, I'm going to point something out. Since they decided to go with this route, I fully intend to use the "won't be erased" meme any chance that I get over the next 7 days.
And as for Zombie Orpheus, you know what? Oh boy, get woke, go broke, motherfucker, because you're about to get some backlash.
By the way, I want to interject real quick. Drink.
Yep, Drake.
Yep. Did you bring a new bottle of wild turkey?
Yep.
I opened a new one.
But
delightful.
And to be fair, when it comes to Zombie Orpheus, they peaked with Darkness Rising. The sequel that they did, The Hands of Fate, was not as good, and the only good thing that came out of that was Alderac choosing to make a fake rule book for the card game that was in that movie. And after that, they decided to just do a bunch.
Even though that'll never beat the pile of barred character sheets.
Yeah.
Ralph, a bit of an explanation. The guy who decided to play Bard kept getting killed, so he asked if he could bring in some new character sheets. So he had his employees make 50 copies of the same character.
Oh Jesus!
which is then used as a fort for the other party members to hide behind.
Yeah, but personally, once again, this is another case of don't apologize to NPCs. I have a new
saying. Enough, Aaron. That's the first comment.
Yeah, and I have a saying when it comes to these assholes. I don't concern myself with the opinion of NPCs. As far as I'm concerned, they can go to hell.
Yeah, and like Divine Providence says, I don't apologize to bitches, so get fucked.
Exactly.
And I see that Slick Rick is in the chat. Very nice.
Oh God.
And it's saying that Doku contributed and caused the derailer. Or rather, unless he's saying that I am, in which case, I will neither confirm nor deny.
So these NPCs. Let's just put it this way: they won't be satisfied until every game is just like Life is Strange.
Yeah, like Life is Strange or any of the Telltale games. So yeah.
Well, we all know how the story ended with Telltale, don't we?
Yeah. Now I wouldn't be surprised if half of them are jocking a register at Starbucks.
Although I actually played through the Telltale games 2 weeks ago. I played through all of them all of the Walking Dead ones. And at first, the first one makes it look like you actually have choices, and then I read
the first season. Yeah.
The first season, all you do is who dies when. That's it. Then the second season and beyond, your choices really didn't matter. I mean, I watched it where I would click one choice and then I would reload and click another, and it would just be a different dialogue response and then the same actions happen.
So it's just one giant Morton's fork. Is that what you're saying?
Ralph,
yeah, it's what?
Would it surprise you at all if I say that the writers behind the first season left after that one?
Oh, yeah. Surprise me. I can tell.
Damn it, Doku. My role is mysterious and influential.
I mean, I was really disappointed because, yes, I understand that when you write a game that has choices, you have to come up with multiple endings. And it turns into a huge tree. It turns into a huge dialogue tree. And that's part of what used to take so long to do all the dialogues. That's why dialogues used to be a fucking major function of RPG design.
Check out what the positives just said. Can we just erect a monument to Daniel Vavra for being the most base game developer already? I suggest erecting the monument in San Francisco to remind SJWs what a real game developer looks like. Hey, fucking men.
Yeah,
he's pretty cool. And anyway, continue on.
But
go for it.
But they pretty much, what they did is, it was a very good bait and switch, because the first one, you felt like you were making a difference even when you weren't. But in season 2 and beyond, they were going to tell a story, and god damn it, you were going to sit through it. And that's what happened to Telltale Games, and that's why I think people left and quit buying them, is because they didn't want to sit there. They wanted to guide the story and make the decisions in the story. And Telltale Games was like, "No, fuck you. We've got a story to tell you." And it was worse than a railroading DM, because halfway through the second season, you don't even feel like you're making a difference, and you might not notice it, but your brain does. And it's why if you play the second season, halfway through it, you'll notice this feeling of nothing really matters. And all the SJW journalists claimed that, it was such involved storytelling that you begin to feel like nothing ever matters because of the zombie. And no, your brain is saying nothing really matters because nothing you do in that game matters. They're going to tell you the fucking story.
The sweet irony is that Telltale Games was born out of people wanting to continue the tradition that LucasArts had when it came to those sorts of point and click adventure games. Which is why some of their early stuff included Monkey Island and Sam & Max, mostly because the creator of the Sam & Max comic was not happy about the fact that game series was coming to an end. And it was through that they got their first real break. Now in terms of the I think what ended up happening is the same thing that happened to BioWare, where they were.
I think it was CD Projekt Red that happened, not BioWare.
No, what happened to Telltale and what happened to BioWare are on similar pathways, where all the praise about their storytelling went to their head.
Yeah, they got big. They think, "Oh, I'm the genius. I'm so smart." SMRT. And of course, now they're facing BioWare's facing the freaking axe, while Telltale, the coffin's already been lowered.
Yep, the coffin's already been lowered, and the druids are already lighting the flame.
Yeah,
I'm not doing the eye thing. But then the whole This would have been an open and shut case of GOG apologizing again.
Oh God,
reset it gets worse because then the retards come in.
Oh yeah, here comes the jagoffs. Reset era.
Reset era.
Here comes the shock troops.
Yep. So the very top of it started with a thread from Reset Era, and of course with a note from the moderator saying quote there is no scenario where this can be as anything other than transphobia. This is not a tone deaf response or the accidental usage of a hashtag, but the third time they have done something like this. Posts which attempt to downplay or dismiss the transphobic nature of the tweet or play things off as simply tone deaf will be moderated appropriately.
Show your work, Reset Era.
You will be banned. You'll be banned unless you're one of their protected users.
Mm-hmm. And then Nick Monroe, who I know some of the folk at Niche Gamer don't like him, but I've enjoyed some of his Twitter threads.
Yeah, of course. The guy's a fucking G. The guy's like a freaking bloodhound.
Yep. And
this Reset Era user in one post calls on Jason Schreier to push the GOG story. On another post, he gets himself banned for posting personal information for targeted harassment.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's how it's like a circular firing squad.
Yep, it's true. On page 17 the forum thread begins to devolve into posting personal information of GOG employees in the hopes of deplatforming them.
On page 18,
hey, by the way, guys,
the member of the forum not to dox people. Sorry.
By the way, drink.
Bartender!
Yep, give me the drink. So then there's another update from Bronson Lee who says, do not post something that could lead to someone's personal information being found. We don't know which individual made the tweet. If it was only that it was someone on GOG/CD Projekt Red's social media team. If you have to ask,
don't do it.
Yeah, they're gonna do it anyway because, like I said, here's what's gonna happen. They're hoping that some jagoffs in black hoods and red bandanas will show up.
Glasgow.
Yeah, hang on. Now, Brad is cool.
Like
Brad had caught the official escapist account retweeting activists on Twitter calling for the GOG employee to be fired, showing that they've already broken their rule about leaving politics at the door.
Recently targeted a YouTuber.
Actually, Brad Glasgow, I've never heard of that thing about him.
Recently targeted a YouTuber because he supported Trump, and the forum also attempted to organize a boycott of Play Asia because the international distributor SJWs for getting people fired, trying to deplatform those who didn't settle into the ideological hegemony of the intersexual inquisition.
Oh my God! Yeah, that's what they are. They're basically like the goddamn Spanish Inquisition.
Yep.
But their chief weapons aren't surprise and fear. Their chief weapons are whammon and insert.exe not found.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it gets embarrassing.
Oh God!
Now the Daily Dot is trying to white knight for Reset Era.
Of course. You do know that. What they're doing is illegal, right?
Yep. Now Valen's at Daily Dot. Hang on. Flutter, don't do the reading.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying. I'm just adding to Aaron's comment. Legality.exe not found.
Exactly.
Saying it seems unlikely that Reset Era users actually posted a GOG employee's family address or phone number on the site at all. We have screen caps.
We have
proof.
In Reset Era's thread on the GOG controversy, only 2 users posted personal information on a GOG employee: user Kool-Aid and user Vela. Based on the quote replies referencing the removed post, it seems that both users posted a tweet from a Twitter user Bootsy. Bootsy's tweet does not include any information on his private phone number, email address, or family whereabouts. Why do you have to put that in quotes? Which Hypebreak claims were posted on Reset Era by admin Hecht Era. Oh, so the other reason you're posting this is because Uncle Ian decided that he was going to comment on the whole thing, and you can't stand the fact that you lost one of your guys.
Right.
In fact, Hecht does not appear at all throughout the Reset Era thread on GOG, nor does the thread contain any immediate identifying information beyond name, position, career history, and hometown. That's still doxing requires intent, and that is still intent.
Yes.
Never mind the fact that when people
of course he protected his
tweets, of course they'd start to scrub because they don't want to happen to Reset Era what happened to NeoGaf.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Not to mention Hex tweets protected.
Let's see. The administrator was directly thanked on Twitter by the doxer Bootsy for uncovering the information about the GOG employees.
Shoutouts to Hecht Era for finding blank redacted before I did, because apparently I wasn't the only one curious who fucked up.
Oh my God! It's like, you know what it reminds me of? You've seen that scene from the Boondocks when Gangstalicious is after he attacks a manager with a tennis racket and a bottle of Hennessy. The guy that he got attacked, they didn't talk to the cops. But he goes on TRL and basically incriminates himself.
Gangstalicious has been shot again.
Again. Yeah, I love that part. Well, you know what? Hold on. I'll try to play the audio of that. Let me go find that one. Okay. Yeah, because there was a part where they talk about this mess here. Just snitches on himself. Ah, here it is. Okay, here we go. Hopefully no ads play. Oh, fuck off, Snorlax. Yeah, Walt, if you don't know who I'm talking about JB Pritzker. The guy's been having YouTube ads by the freaking bushel. Yeah, he's a moron. But I call him Snorlax because he reminds me of Snorlax. Okay, here we go.
Ironically, despite the hip-hop community being the driving force behind the Stop Snitching movement, rappers tend to snitch on themselves a lot. In 2000, rapper Gangstalicious reportedly assaulted record executive Johnny Guinness with a tennis racket and a bottle of Hennessy on the set of a music video. Guinness refused to cooperate with authorities, but the next day, Gangstalicious made an appearance on MTV's TRF.
Exactly.
Hold up. Drop the beat. Gangstalicious, reminds two fishes. EMCs all day, delicious. My whole crew up in this, no doubt we gonna win this. Smack up your moms like I smacked Johnny Guinness. Dwayne Clark yesterday, I don't care what they say. Suckers really shouldn't play, I hit him with the Hennessy.
And then the cops come and bust his ass. That's exactly what happened here. Yeah. The only difference is there's no bottle of Hennessy.
No, that's because we're doing all the drinking.
Yep.
The Daily Dot completely ignored that post in order to hand wave Reset Era's involvement. While attempting to reach out to Heck to ask about his involvement, he protected his account and locked it down following the news spreading about the GOG employee being doxxed.
Yep. Run away! And by the way, since we're on the subject of Hennessy, bartender.
Yep.
Fucking drink.
Despite the article claiming that no immediate identifying information, there's some weasel words for you.
Yeah,
it was
that's a drink too.
Apparently, it was enough information to rile up the harassers. In the same article, Valens admitted that someone close to GOG confirmed to the Daily Dot that the employee and their family had been harassed, even though the source couldn't correctly confirm that the information about the employee's family came from the recent era thread. The source close to the information, however, was personally identifying enough to force moderator Bronson Lee to storm into the thread to tell users to stop posting what could be considered a dox. We already covered that. Post.
Double banning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really.
And Vela goes, who apparently got banned for posting personal information, said, "Look like the social media manager for GOG has a history, and aka a huge bigot and fascist, aka Gamergator." You guys are still on about this?
Oh my god! This is the outrage that doesn't end. It goes on and on, my friend. You know what I find funny about this? Go back up a little because I want to show you something. You see, look at this. When it says user banned for posting personal information, guess how much long the ban is? 1 week to 2 weeks. Now, if you post raw thing, you're banned for life.
Yeah.
Also,
make you go.
Yeah, exactly.
I should note that I cannot hear. Oh yes, this definitely things that make you go boom. But I cannot hear the words 2 weeks without thinking of Total Recall.
2 weeks.
Now, even though a Reset Era mod had to remove the info, which is considered as dox, and warn users not to post more of it, and the fact
give me a piece of barbecue chicken.
And the fact that the users referenced Bootsy, who in turn thanked Reset Era for uncovering the information. The Daily Dot utilized a triad of escalating palisades to protect the members of Reset Era and Bootsy from accountability in the harassment. Part of the protection came in the form of Valens reaching out to Bootsy to mitigate the blame, saying that dox was not that important.
Yeah, it didn't happen.
Bootsy promptly denied that the information shared about the employee on Twitter could even be considered as docs. Except you're forgetting one important thing when you're taking the it doesn't count as docs. You're still releasing this information with intent.
Yes.
That is why it qualifies as a docs.
Exactly.
What's interesting is that in the Daily Docs piece posted on October 23rd, 2014, author Asia Romano considered the docs of Felicia Day on a Tumblr post to be the responsibility of Gamergate.
Yes,
even though the anonymous troll was quickly condemned by Kotaku in Action, and disavowed from most participants, as admitted to in the article.
Now the question here is, who launched the docs? I bet you 10-1 it's probably someone close to Felicia Day trying to make that phony bitch a fucking victim.
Yeah. And now we have Aina Valens dismissing that any doxing ever took place.
Yeah, it never happened. My ass.
So in other words, Valens
deny.
Yep. Of course. Remember, the cult is always right, and you are always wrong.
Man, one of these days, someone's gonna. So what's gonna happen is they're gonna dox somebody. They're gonna get attacked. They're gonna get attacked in their home. If police gets involved, someone in recent era is gonna get in a bad brush with the law. Yeah. And it'll probably end up worse. It'll probably end up worse than NeoGAF.
But Valens is trying to say that a small group of trolls managed to reverse engineer the information, which
that sounds like bullshit.
That only works if your only knowledge of IT is watching hackers. Of course, it should be noted. It's essentially and he tried to reach out to Bootsy, and he's blocked.
Of course. Of course. Because because they're bitches.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, I have to call tonight.
Yeah. All right, Flutter. We'll see you around.
All right, take care, man.
All right, take care, man.
And now for the 5 minutes.
All right, I got the song prepared. I'm about to grab a Coca-Cola. Hold on a second. Oh, no, that's not it. Okay. All right, here we go. I'm about to do the 5 minutes. Here we go.
I used to sit around so high the whole damn day. Now I'm a warrior, the social justice way. Most things are douche, party cat is huge. Seeing them, they always tell the truth. They call me NPC, call me NPC, NPC. Russian bots dehumanizing me. I used to have a job, but I quit because I knew I'm just like Anarchy. I'm better than you. Come feel the rush, jump on the bus, 'cause Twitter Jack agrees with us. They call me NPC, call me NPC, NPC. Russian bots dehumanizing me. Orangeman's a douche, the KKK is huge. BuzzFeed always tells the truth. They call me NPC, call me NPC, NPC. Russian bots dehumanizing me.
All right.
Are we back?
Well, we're still waiting on Mildra.
Sorry, I missed so much. Someone in my house is buying another one, and it's involving a lot of contracts and shit. And talking with the guy who holds the contract on my house. Get this. Fucking the state is supposed to give me a massive discount on my property taxes because of my disabled veteran status. And they haven't been for the last 8 years. So now now I have to argue with them on Monday of whether or not they owe me 8 years worth of fucking overpayment on my taxes.
Jesus. Yeah. Oh, I see where you get. Yeah, maybe I think all of us are owed 8 years since we're getting blasted by that stupid individual mandate. Well, technically 3 or 4, but still.
Oh man, I got in a fucking argument. Just some idiot from me was like, "Oh, everybody's having universal health care. Great." I'm like, "I'm a universal health care. And he got all butthurt by 2 things. Number 1, I get free health care. And number 2, how dare I say that the free health care is bad? And it's like, this is the same free health care that told my wife, "Oh, I don't know what's wrong with you." And I made her turn around and go see another doctor. And they said, "Holy shit, we have to get you with the surgery within the next 2 hours."
By the way, Aaron, thanks for throwing up Defonic's NPC song.
Yeah, I figured it was apropos with all the shit we're dealing with this week.
Oh, it was very appropriate, and you have to admit that shit's catchy as fuck.
I know, right?
It really does.
Well, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and because your boy Zach has a GoFundMe too. Because of and our good friend Uncle Ethan actually put this up.
Oh, I have a feeling that Mark Wade is not going to be too happy about that.
What does your boy Zach have a?
He has a GoFundMe
for what? Legal fees?
Yep, pretty much.
And I'll bet he's got more than Mark Wade.
Well,
he's only at about half of what Mark Wade is at, but
it's in 3 hours.
In 3 hours, Mark Wade was only able to get about 15,000. He's gotten double that in the same amount of time, relatively speaking.
I wouldn't say, about 31,000. He might make his goal within the next day or two.
Is it fair to say that the people have spoken?
Yep. Yeah.
Well, there's an interesting thing when you watch this. Mark Wade and his lawyer are spurting everyone on Twitter, doing interviews, talking all kinds of mad smack about your boy Zach. And your boy Zach is being silent. And have you guys seen the fucking judge they're going in front of?
No.
No, I haven't.
It's a Bush appointee, former career Marine.
Oh,
the
Wade is fucked.
Oh, it's not even that. The judge they're going in front of is very pro-military. If I remember correctly, he's an ex-Marine.
Yeah, and your boy Zach, and your boy Zach, he served. He served.
He's a sergeant. He's a sergeant from the Marine and the Army. So, Mark Wade, good luck.
Yeah,
you're gonna need it.
Yeah, really. I think a snowball has a better. I think I think a snowball stands a better chance in hell.
Well, then you add into the fact that Mark Wade's little supporters have gone around and between the comments on Mark Wade's GoFundMe and the comments on Twitter have done nothing but back up the fact that Wade is guilty of tortious interference.
Tertiary interference, and also they've been shit talking the military the entire time. So
that can't really be brought up.
I think what's going to happen is that the judge, they're gonna throw the fucking book at Mark Wade for punitive damages.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Mr. Wade over here.
Yeah,
when
does this thing go to court? That's what I want to
know. Sometime within the next 6 months at the latest.
Oh, so we're talking maybe, I would say April at the most, right?
Yeah, right around that time frame. And again,
it depends on if they file for another extension.
They could file for another extension, but we'll see what happens. Either way, it's not looking good.
Yeah, they're gonna. I think Wade's gonna try to stall this as much as he can, but he's in a no-win situation.
Well, I get the feeling that's why he. thought that going with the $75,000 thing and trying to, as I said before, buy out Zach.
He called his bluff, basically.
Especially since I would imagine that this new GoFundMe for let's see, he wants to get 75,000.
And by the way, it wasn't by Zach, by Richard Meyer himself. It was by Ethan Van Sciver. It was Uncle Ethan. I think Uncle Ethan figured out what was going on, and now he's gonna call. He's about to call his bluff.
You will always bend a knee to the High Council.
That's right.
Well, and that's the thing. If you look at the amount of money that, just like let's take EVS, let's take Uncle Ethan out of the equation. You just look at how successful Jawbreakers has been.
Yeah.
He could fucking take Richard could just take Mr. fucking asshole Wade. He could take his ass and hold his feet to the fucking fire just off of Jawbreakers alone.
Mm-hmm.
And he's still got Iron Sights and a few other projects going on. Like, let's make Mark Wade look like the frickin' idiot that he is.
Yeah, really. That's what
it won't take much.
And that's the whole thing about these dumbass idiots over at Marvel and DC. They don't know that they think they're playing chess, but they're really playing checkers.
No, and that's the whole thing is, Ethan Van Sciver, Richard. You look at how successful these individuals have been off of, just making their own projects, and ironically enough, which is so freaking hilarious, they are actually competing with some of the largest comic publishers that you could possibly try to compete with, and they're doing so very successfully.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me. Milcher just said something about they try to shut down his monastery. Google crashed or something. I'll just tell him we're still live. Yeah, because it looks like we're still live. Hold on. Let me redo it.
It says it's live according to me.
Yep, it's still live, man.
But yeah, it's crazy when you see how incredibly successful they've actually been, and I mean it's really funny when you think about it. When
I think Will just trying to restart the thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but go on.
But yeah, you look at Jawbreakers, you look at Iron Sights, you look at Cyberfrog, you look at these projects that, Richard, Ethan, what they've actually managed to do, and they are quite literally competing with, big, big, massive companies, like Marvel and DC, Vertigo, Image, and they're doing it on their own, and they're doing it simply just by having they have a YouTube channel and they talk to people, and they've actually managed to promote their own projects and be extremely successful with it. Mm-hmm. No wonder they're fucking afraid. Imagine what you could possibly do just by let's say you're PewDiePie, or not even PewDiePie. Let's say you have 2 million subscribers, 1 million subscribers, and you start your own project. You could easily crash the entire fucking, NPC, Marvel, or DC industry with one fucking comic book.
Yeah.
One. That's all it takes.
Exactly. And like I said, and this will set a precedent too, because as Maddox did against like Dick Masterson did against Maddox, this is going to be the landmark case. If the NPCs fail, if Wade goes down here, which he'll certainly will, he is going. This leaves a plan of attack to stop these NPCs from screwing around and trying to shut down people's projects. You can like I said, say for instance, say Blowy shuts down someone's project. This guy decides, you know what? You're impeding on my ability to earn, so I'm going to sue you for that, and they'll go back to this case as precedence. So what's going to happen is they're gonna end up completely. They're gonna get blown the fuck out legally. So that won't be an option anymore.
Well, again, this is also my whole thing is I've been writing a series of novels that I'm not going through the traditional publishing process.
Yeah, and you shouldn't.
Okay, it seems like we're back. There was just a case of I think Google tried to shut me down, and sorry, this middle finger is going to be sailing high like it's the fucking bat signal.
Yeah.
In fact, if I get the money, maybe I should do that one of these days. Just get a floodlight like I'm making the bat signal, except it's a giant middle finger.
You might as well.
Anyway, so I think so. This is how important it is, and Mark Waid is trying to buy off your boy Zach to try to avoid this from turning into a complete shit show. But the problem is Uncle Ethan already called his bluff, and now it's pretty much inevitable.
I guarantee what's probably going to happen is either Wade or Zaid, or is it Zaid or Wade? It's like it's Gork and Mork, or is it exactly. Mork and Gork? I don't know. I'll let the Greenskins figure that out. The thing is that I think he's going to try and do some sort of temper tantrum to try and block Ethan from contributing. But if he does that, then Ethan can just go, well, if that's the case, then you're not entitled to the money you crowdfunded either.
Oops. Yeah, like I said, he's in a no-win situation, man.
But I look forward to the salt mines, and I look forward to more. I look forward to people